Want to welcome everybody. Looks like we got Gary in here, Eric, Skip. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. I'm sure we'll get some more people in. Guys, and a Monica will be on here in a bit, I believe. Guys, we have one of the nicest guys and funniest guys I know on YouTube. You all know him. You all love him. It is Dave from DaBomb Smokes. I'm going to share his page real quick. Check out his page here. I mean, the guy, what can I say? Dave's awesome. He is truly, truly awesome. One of the things that Dave and I were talking right before the show, and he's behind backstage. Mike, how are you? Welcome to the show. I can't confirm this, but I think, and I heard this on the internet, I believe. I think he was the stunt double for Kojak and Yul Brynner. I'm pretty sure he was, but we'll get to the bottom of that here in a bit. Guys, you ready for Dave? Oh, look at that. We got Monica online. Monica. Welcome. Monica, we're going to bring Dave on. You ready? You're going to like Dave. Dave's a character, and he also was the stunt double for Kojak and Yul Brynner. So he's a character. All right, we ready? Guys, you ready? Let's bring Dave on.
Hold on a second here.
Dave!
That wasn't funny, Mike.
I know. It's horrible. Horrible rumor. I think it was, I can't tell you who told me that, Chris from Eastman Farm.
Hi, Monica. It's nice to meet you.
And that is the Monica.
Can you hear me?
It's nice to meet you.
Can you all hear me all right?
I can hear you. Monica, can you
hear me, Monica?
Yeah.
What?
We'll just keep going.
Monica, you can't hear me.
Yeah. You can't hear Dave, Monica? What the heck? All right. What?
Can she hear me?
No, she can't.
Oh.
She'll come back.
Okay.
I know. It's just Monica.
So what's up, Mike? Thanks for having me on your show, bro.
Dave, thank you for coming on. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time.
I appreciate it.
You're the one, you were one of the first people that ever subscribed to my channel. And
heck.
For the longest time, you and I were like running neck and neck.
I remember
just a little bit ahead of me on subscribers. And then I shot up, and then all of a sudden you've shot up.
You did. You went way past me.
But you're right behind me now.
Yeah.
So good for
I'll tell you what,
man.
I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you why I was able to do that, which it was a fluke, actually. I don't know how. I posted a short video. Brenda and I were sitting on the front porch. It was kind of nice outside. We didn't have much to do. And the dog, the little Boston Terrier, was really upset with Oscar, my German Shepherd. And so I just thought, well, I'm going to videotape this. German Shepherd had Oscar's Frisbee. And I videotaped that. It was like a 30-minute video. And I posted that, and it kind of went viral there for a minute. I got 85,000 views on that thing.
Insane.
And my subscribers jumped from like, I think I had 700 at that time, and then it jumped up to like 1,000. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I've done several shorts, and that's exactly what they are. They've fallen short.
Yeah. Well, I think I just got lucky with that one. I did have another one, French bread pizza. I think it had like 40-something thousand views. You just never know how it's going to hit, I guess. I don't know. It has to do with the thumbnail or the title of the title of the short or whatever. I don't know, but
I don't know
anyway,
what the key is. Want to welcome Chris from Eastland Farms. Chris, I ratted you out earlier on that little rumor that you told me about.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the comments here. Hold on, I'm seeing them now. Okay. I had it on full screen.
And it sounds like we got we have Charlie on and Craig. And
Craig,
I saw Dino Dan out there a little bit ago. Coleman, chilling and growing with Coleman. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Pickles Barbecue, Charlie. Yeah, I see him now.
Charlie, Dave, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking a little bit of Tito's.
Right on. And Chris calls you Yep Brenner. Yep.
I wish I made the money he made.
No kidding.
Of course, I don't want to be him now because he's dead.
Exactly. Yep. No thanks. No thanks. Hey, so I think a question on everybody's mind is how are you doing and how's Brenda doing?
Oh, well, thanks. I'm doing fairly well. Brenda's doing good. I don't know, if everybody's aware, but she has dementia. Um, and she's doing really well. She had a good day today. Physically, she's in better shape than I am.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's just the cognitive part. And I have a caregiver come in. She's such a sweet person. In fact, she's been on some of my videos.
As I say, I've seen a few videos with her. That's awesome.
Yeah, Sonia, she's the sweetest thing, and her and Brenda get. I mean, they're just like that. So yeah, so between that, that helps me to get away and get out and do stuff.
Good.
So
Yeah,
yeah, we're doing good.
So Dave, let's just dig into the questions. All right.
Go ahead.
We got Monica back. Monica, can you hear Dave now?
All
I
right.
can.
Oh, good. I can hear her. All right.
All right. Gary wants to know. Ask Dave if his boss is coming over for his first barbecue. What does he serve? You're
My
retired.
boss?
You're the boss now, dude.
Well, I'm retired, but my immediate boss, he was awesome. So I would probably serve smoked filet mignon.
Ooh.
Yum.
For him.
Can I be your boss?
Hey, I do that for my good friends too.
Nice. That's great. That sounds awesome, dude.
It's been a while since I've had filet mignon, but it's what, 20-something dollars a pound now.
Yeah.
Those two.
Yeah, this it is. All right. So Monica, she's going to kind of keep an eye on the questions for us.
Okay.
And questions, and I'm just going to get right into it. Dave, where are you from?
I hail from Massachusetts, a little town named Brockton, out about 30 miles outside of Boston. That's where I was. I was born in Boston, and I kind of grew up part of my life in that little town of Brockton, right outside of Boston. And I've been, been down here since I was about 13.
Okay.
In North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay, yeah. You and I have talked. We have some friends who live close to you, and
yeah, Charlotte.
We're actually talking about going to visit him this year. I guess it's this year. So you and I were talking about maybe doing a collab or something like that at your sister's.
Yeah, my sister lives in Charlotte, and by the way, she's probably tuning in tonight, and she wanted me to tell you the story about the clams.
Have at it, Dave. This is your show tonight, buddy.
Well, let me finish telling you how we got down here.
Okay.
My mom and dad had a really nasty divorce, and my mom decided she's going to really do him. Well, they're both gone. They're both passed away now, bless their hearts. But she was going to really do him wrong and didn't even tell him. And she moved down here to North Carolina with my sister and me, because that's where all her family is. So that's how we got down here, But anyway, that's got nothing to do with clams.
I love North Carolina, by the way. I've been there twice in the same year.
I'll tell you what. I love visiting up north. It's a very cultural area up in Boston, but I would never want to move back up there, I love it down here in North Carolina, especially in Lenore, because my wife makes this town. I mean, to me, this town wouldn't be anything without my sweet little wife, because this is where I came to live, after we got married and all of it.
Dave, clams. We want to hear clams.
Oh, well, I used to be able to eat anything I wanted to. And it's kind of funny. I see a lot of YouTubers doing stuff with shrimp, and oh gosh, I just love it. I love seafood. But when we were kids, there was this little hole in the wall we used to go to, and they served fried clams. And I love fried clams. And, up in Massachusetts, they're known for their seafood up in Gloucester. Up around in Maine and around along the east, the coast there. And we was going home one day, and I had this lump in my throat, and I couldn't swallow it. I couldn't figure what was wrong.
Oh no!
I didn't think anything about it. Well, to make a long story short, I found out I was allergic to shellfish
Oh no.
that I love so
Dang.
much. And now I can't eat it. So anyway, my sister wanted me to say something about that, because it had the word clams in it. I don't know what the deal is with that. Some kind of trigger word or something. But anyway, I love fried clams. I love shrimp. I love lobster, crab. And I see a lot of you YouTubers. I think, Mike, I saw you do one with some shellfish one time.
Shrimp,
I can't
yeah,
remember what
couple
it
times.
was. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't stand it. Because all my cooking, I usually don't cook any shellfish unless somebody else eats it,
Yeah. Oh, that's got to be rough. Honestly, it's got to be rough because I love shrimp and clams. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Dave. That is what it is. Gary's
Yeah.
full of questions tonight. Usually it's Charlie, but it's Gary tonight.
Gary?
You want to know what Brenda's favorite meal you do?
Brenda's favorite meal. Well, she loves vegetables. She's not a meat eater. She
It's
loves
easy.
vegetables and potatoes. So I guess a good meal for her, what she would really love to eat would be a baked russet potato, a loaded potato with plenty of veggies, sour cream, and maybe some cheese on top. That would be something that she would really love.
That sounds awesome.
It does.
You might serve
Loaded.
that for your boss too.
Yeah. Loaded potato soup. Oh man.
Oh yeah, that's
Have
good
y'all ever
stuff.
had that?
Yeah,
I have not. I've had loaded bakers, but never loaded potato soup.
it's
Oh
good.
man, you need to try it. I made it one time. In fact, it was Brenda that had the recipe, and she made it one time. And man, it's awesome on a cold day like today.
Perfect.
Man.
I bet. I can only imagine. All right. Well, one of the questions I was going to ask you is you have animals. You have Oscar, the German Shepherd,
Yeah.
and the other one.
That is Riley, the little Boston Terrier.
Okay.
And I finally conked out here. They're laying down here. They've got to be. Well, Oscar's not in here, but Riley is. Normally they're together. Where there's one, there's the other. They're like Mutt and Jeff.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Right on.
But it's 9:00. So here, usually at 9:00, everybody's wound down already.
Yeah.
Brenda and I are usually in bed. I'm either reading. She's always sleeping, but by this time, I'm usually reading or something, or maybe I'm sleeping too. Depends on how much it is. Right?
Yeah.
No, but the
Yeah.
dogs, I usually let them out just before we go to bed, so they're settled down pretty good.
Good deal. I love the animals.
Oh,
All right.
there's the VA chick. I
Yeah.
saw her on the
Yeah,
screen there.
Yep.
Good night, y'all. We'll see you, VA chick.
Yep. Night, Carrie.
She's got
Carrie.
some good off-road videos.
She does, and she's been doing a lot of cooking lately.
She
like
does cook too.
venison
Yeah, she does a
pasta.
lot of cooking too.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I'd like to have Carrie on the show. I need to hit her up on that.
Yeah.
Dave, where can we find you on social media?
I'm on Facebook as David M. Ronkin.
Okay.
That's my name, David M. Ronkin.
Which we're
course.
friends on Facebook.
Yeah,
Have been for a while. Yeah.
yeah.
Right on.
I do Instagram.
Oh, do you?
Is that-
Yeah, I don't check on there as much as I should though. But I do have a lot of videos. I got some short videos and a lot of photos posted on there. Yeah.
You had something,
I think-
Monica?
Oh, I was just gonna say, is that an N or an M?
Oh, and N.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Like as in
It's,
Nancy.
it's David Nancy.
Gotcha. David Nancy.
Oh no! Wait a minute! I'm sorry. Wait a minute. My middle name, my middle initial is an M.
As
It
in
is an
Mary.
M,
As
as
in
in
Mary.
Mary. Yeah.
David Mary.
Michael actually is what it is. It's kind of funny. My mom and dad, my mom and dad named me David Michael. Okay, everybody calls me Mike. I mean, us growing up, it was Mike. So when I'd go to school and they'd call the roll, it was David. So at school, they knew me as David. They screwed me up bad. They screwed me. As much as I love them to death, but they messed me up. Why didn't they call me David at home? You figure that out.
We'll leave that for the next show, Dave.
Okay. Yeah.
we'll
Or
let
if
that
you
there.
find
The
out, you let us
continuing
know.
saga of Dave DaBomb's. Why did they call him by his middle name?
He'll be on season 2, folks. Dave, what's your earliest memory of cooking?
My earliest memory of cooking was my mom, when she got divorced from my dad, she would go to work. She was a nurse and she'd work odd hours. My early cooking breakfast, because we had to cook when we were younger. We fended for ourselves. My sister and I. My sister's 2 years younger than I. We fended for ourselves. So we had to learn. My mother taught us how to cook. So yeah, breakfast. Get up in the morning, make some instant grits, which I love.
Grits. Grits,
I love.
grits and shrimp, man. Mm.
Oh gosh, I love it too. Well, I have to eat grits and chicken, so that's okay.
Bacon would
You
be
know.
good too, hey.
Bacon, yeah, grits, bacon, and eggs. I love to make a breakfast bowl.
I did last night. I just filmed it last night, and I had to redo some of it. So I did it while on the job. I took a break. Let's put a lunch. Let's say a lunch, and I did it's called a creamy garlic mushroom glaze for a steak, right? And so I just had to make the steak, and I just threw the stuff in the garlic, the glaze in the microwave, and redid that part. And so afterwards, I scraped it off and made eggs and steak. It was great, perfect.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it was. And
Yeah, and you're doing like a government job too, there, wasn't you? What they call a government job.
Yeah, like I say every once in a while, good enough for government work.
Yeah. Pickles has a Charlie has a question here. What's your favorite regional food from where you are? Oh, that's when you talk about a local, like what's common here is liver mush. Now, a lot of people up north don't know what liver mush is, but I love liver mush.
What is it?
It's liver based concoction. I don't even know. It's kind of like it's got a bunch of stuff in it from the pig. When they break down the pig, they take a lot of the offal stuff that normally they don't use, and they mix it in there. It's liver based. I don't know how they make it, but man, it's really popular down here. You fry it up, eat it for breakfast with eggs.
Is that Limburger, or what is that one kind?
It's not like Limburger cheese. It sounds bad.
It's not Limburger cheese, but what is it? Basically it's a liver loaf. Is what it is.
Like a liver pudding.
It's
like liver
a
pudding,
loaf, and you cut it, and you can make sandwiches out of it. Is that?
Oh, you're talking about olive loaf.
No.
As a kid, I loved olive loaf.
This is like a duck. It's like duck liver, I think.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Anyways, I'll figure it. I'll remember here in a minute.
Kent wants to know who's. Go ahead.
What kind of liver? I'm sorry. What kind of liver is it that you like?
It's pork, usually from pork.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really good with eggs. It takes a little bit of acquiring a taste for it, It's kind of like you mentioned Limburger cheese. That stuff smells terrible,
right.
but actually it don't taste that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all.
But you're right, it smells like crap.
Yeah, it's kind of like collard greens. They stink pretty bad when you're cooking them, but they taste great with bacon, and all that stuff.
We have another question here from Kent. He wants to know who's the sexy beast at the bottom of the screen.
The sexy beast at the bottom of the screen.
That'd be you.
Is he talking about me?
He's talking about you.
Wow, thanks, Kent. I appreciate that. I never thought of myself as sexy, but there's a first time for everything.
That's what I love about this show is you never know where it's going to go, man.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute now. What is this here? Pickles. Pickles, cilantro rocks,
Chris Cilantro sucks.
Chris Cilantro.
Chris Cilantro. Chris from Eastwind Farms.
Are you team cilantro?
Okay. I hear you refer to him a lot, Mike.
Exactly. I love giving. He is one of those guys who can dish it out and he can take it. And that's what it's all about, right?
I'm kind of like that too, Mike.
Yes, you are. especially with the Yul Brynner thing, right? Yul Brynner and Kojak.
Yeah. Which wasn't
I'm
that
gonna
funny.
I'm gonna spread that rumor online.
Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah. Have at it. Have fun, dude. Have fun. Dave, what is your go-to dish to make?
My go-to dish to make. You mean like if I'm just not sure what I want to eat and
Yeah.
well,
you're just hanging out. It's like, what am I gonna make? I'm gonna make.
I'll tell you what, wings in my air fryer.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, when I'm not sure what I want to eat, but I know I want to eat something good, I love wings, and I'll season them with Steve's, Uncle Steve's, or JP's all-purpose rub, or I'll just season it with something that I got, and yeah, put them in the air fryer. I can eat about 10 or 15 wings,
Easily.
and
Yeah.
that might be all I'll eat,
Yep. I'm the same way. When I was a kid, appetizers were not the thing. You could not. If we went to a restaurant, you didn't get an appetizer.
Yeah.
And I remember, hot wings were the big thing, and it's like, I want some, I want some, I want some. But as an adult, I almost can't get enough of them.
Yeah, a lot of times when we go out, instead of ordering a meal, an entree on the menu or whatever, I'll just order like a combo. What they call it, a combo appetizer plate, where you get a little bit of everything.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm a finger food type person.
Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoy finger foods. Excuse me.
Yeah. No, I'm there with you. We'll do the same thing. And there's enough food that comes out that my wife and I can share.
Yeah.
Or you can take some home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and it's a decent price. So, and you get quite a variety.
But I very seldom we seldom go out and eat anymore. Occasionally, I might get the hankering for a fish sandwich. We've got a nice fish restaurant here that makes a killer fish sandwich.
Right.
But other than that, I enjoy doing the cooking and just cooking here and eating what I cook.
Okay. Do you prefer cooking inside or
Yeah.
out? Okay.
Well, no, I love cooking outside. Here lately, most of my videos have been inside, but I'm looking forward to getting back out, cranking that smoker up
Mhm.
and that Blackstone griddle up. Yeah, I need to get back out there.
I'm in the same boat. I was just talking to my wife yesterday. It's like, I really miss cooking outside because it's just so damn cold outside.
Yeah.
And the last few cooks I did outside, I'm in my coat,
But
Although I'm in my shorts too. So
Yeah, I don't. I wear shorts most of the year round, but when it gets really cold, I just go to the long pants. But I was going to say, I love cooking outside. Here lately, when it's cold, I love cooking outside as long as it's not real windy. I can deal with the cold temperature, but a lot of times when I'm making those, I got to schedule those cooks to where my caregivers here for my wife, because when I go outside, I don't like to leave her in here by herself. So here lately, it's been kind of difficult to get that smoker cranked up.
yeah.
But I'm planning a few things. I've got some things in the freezer I need to cook, and the only way to cook them is on the smoker. I got me some St. Louis style ribs and things like that I need to cook.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go
Do you prefer propane or charcoal, or just working on your smoker?
Oh, my smoker, it's charcoal and wood is what I use.
Okay.
And my Blackstone griddle, which I love making smash burgers and stir fry rice, Philadelphia cheese steak sandwiches. That's gas.
Okay. What makes a smash burger? I mean, I've seen the smash burger at the restaurant.
Smash it down?
It's an
Yeah,
actual thing.
actually,
I did not know this.
But the thing about a smash burger, there's a guy actually that invented the smash burger, and I saw it on YouTube, but I can't remember his name or whatever. It hasn't been around long. I don't know if you've seen it, Mike, or if you know.
I don't.
They have
Doesn't ring a
restaurants here in Boise.
Smash burgers, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. I just thought it was a
And-
name.
Well, what it is, when you smash it and you've got your griddle really hot, that's what makes the burger. It locks in it gives it that that seared outer exterior and locks in all those flavors, and it's just you just can't beat it, man. It's just something about smashing it or pressing it down on that hot griddle.
I thought you were supposed to smash a burger on a grill. Like
What's
you're
that?
Supposed to, like, I didn't think you were ever supposed to smash it. Like it
do whatever you want with it on a grill.
Squeezes out the juices or whatever. But
Well, you would think that, yeah. But the thing about it is, see, here's the thing: you can grill a hamburger, and it's just sitting on the grill. Okay, now they're good. Don't get me wrong, but when you're on a griddle and you've got a hamburger and it's rolled up in a ball, that's how you do it, and you smash it with something heavy.
Okay.
It does something. I don't know the scientific explanation for it, but it does something. It kind of sears the hamburger at the same time, so it really locks in a lot of that flavor because you're searing it. When you're pushing it down on that heat, you're kind of searing it and making a rough exterior is what I'm understand. But when you throw a slap of cheese on there and then you throw some fresh onion, tomato, and man, you can't beat a smash burger. I tell you.
And show's over. That's what I'm going to go make right now, guys.
Yeah, that's what that's why they call them smash burgers, because you do smash them down, you know.
Yeah.
And,
I usually do it on both sides and smash.
Yeah, me too. I guess I do it on both sides, but I don't actually smash.
Well, and see, I
think
thought
you're
that
supposed
too.
to.
You know, wouldn't you squeeze all the juices out of it and all? But I guess if your grill's good and hot, it locks it in. It sears it before it has a chance to really, you know, all the juices to come out. Yeah, some will come out, but I mean, they're delicious. I'm telling you.
Are you using briquettes and wood? Is that what you said?
I use charcoal,
Charcoal
just regular
briquettes?
Kingsford Blue.
Oh, okay.
Charcoal and wood for smoke to get the smoke flavor. I do have a Santa Maria attachment that goes on my Weber Smoky Mountain, and I can use just wood on if I want to. I haven't done that yet, but I plan on when it gets warmer weather, I will do that.
Yeah, it's on my list.
I tried lump coal the other night.
I love lump.
I've tried that too.
I'd ever done that, and that's like it's like fireworks.
It burns hot.
I don't know if there was like some moisture in there or what, but every little while, like, you know, I'd be in there like blowing it because it takes a while for it to get going. First of all,
yeah,
and then you gotta feed it more than I think you do like briquettes to keep it going. You know,
but it burns really hot, and it usually.
But man, that sucker was like spinning off like all these little like sparks.
It burns really uneven.
Oh man, it freaked me out.
Yeah,
I find it really good for doing offset. You know, not direct but indirect. And I'm more of an indirect cooker, anyways.
Yeah,
but I prefer lump, and that's because I watched Charlie do it once. And I said, "Damn, I got to buy it." And that's all.
That's what made me try it too. Actually.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the popular YouTube video barbecuers use that lump charcoal. Not the briquettes, but what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like the Royal or whatever. Yeah.
So I got the egg one, the lump or the green egg one. I don't know what that one is, but that's what I got.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the screen here. Kent has a question or something.
He's asking his own questions.
Hey, that's fine.
Mrs. Agree.
I don't get paid for this job.
Set an example for the rest of our guests.
Yeah. So does the missus think you're a good cook as well?
Yeah, I think she does. She'll tell me if I'm not. Now, if I make something and she doesn't like it, well, she picks that out of it or whatever. Like broccoli. Evidently, she doesn't like broccoli anymore. But no, she usually likes my cooking most of the time.
Dave, Charlie has a question for you. What's something that you have cooked that surprised you, either good or bad?
Oh, gosh. I'll have to think of that. Well, I did a bacon weave and I did it's called a fatty.
Yes.
And when I saw somebody making it, I thought, oh man, that's got so much grease in it. It's probably going to make me sick. But I went ahead and did it. I think Paul's Q Paul on Paul's Q did it.
Okay.
And so I really liked it, and so I gave it a try. In fact, I think I made a video out of that. It's where you take hamburger meat, you roll it up into a loaf, and then you make a bacon weave and wrap it up in that bacon weave, and smoke it. And I was really surprised how delicious it was, and it wasn't really that. It didn't taste that greasy like I thought, and it got eat up real quick. Yeah, I was surprised about that.
Yeah, I did one too. When I first started experimenting before I did my channel, I did one of those, and I was like, "Wow, this is good. This is gonna be my first video." And you know what? I've never done one, so I'll get to it eventually. You sit there, and this will be a question we ask later. But so many ideas going on up here. It's hard to keep track of it. Pickles wants to know what's your favorite memory around cooking.
My favorite memory around cooking. Good or bad? Well, I guess if it's
Exactly.
bad, it's not favorite, is it? My favorite memory around cooking is I don't know what it is. It's just having people around and knowing that people are going to eat your cooking and hoping that they'll like it. My favorite. I mean, is that kind of what he's wanting to know, or is it one specific moment where I had where I was cooking something?
Probably one specific moment.
One specific moment. I can't really think. I guess where I did the Boston. I did the Boston butts on my Weber Smoky Mountain. That was good to see all them rolling and smoking. I had like 4 of them on there. I mean, it was awesome, man. And it was like 32 degrees outside, I think. It was just cold. But yeah, and just to be out there in the cold and smelling those butts smoking, oh man, that was awesome.
Nothing quite like it, is there?
No, man.
Yeah,
Being outside smelling that smoke, and my whole, it went all the way around the neighborhood. Because my neighbor about 3 doors down said, "I smelled something out there. I figured you had to be cranking that smoker up." He said, "I can smell it all the way over here."
All the neighbor people are coming over to your house.
Yeah, I said, "Hey," I told him, I said, "Hey, Jimmy, come on over. I got plenty of pulled pork, man. I'll give you some."
They're kind of like neighborhood cats, when you put the food out front. All of a sudden, all the people in the neighborhood start.
Yeah,
that's true. Actually, hey, have you ever tried making your own barbecue pit? Like the cinder blocks or adobe or anything like that?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Have you ever tried making your own barbecue pit or oven in your
No,
garden?
but I have. I mean, it sounds like it shouldn't be that hard. I've seen some YouTube videos where people have done it. I don't really have a place. See, everything I do is like in a double carport, and it's undercover. So I really don't have an area outside, where I could build something like that. I mean, it wouldn't be practical for me because it would be kind of out of the way. So yeah, I mean, it would be nice if I had an area where, like, I had a patio out back and an area.
Eric made his own out of I don't know what it was, mud on his playground the other day.
Oh, Eric, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Eric, the little 6-year-old.
Yeah, he called everybody uncle. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Auntie. He's cool. I like that kid.
I love that kid.
Maybe you can answer this, Dave. I don't know, but Chris from Eastman Farms wants to know why Charlie's hands smell like pickles. All right, let's get back.
Charlie that.
Let's get back to the questions. Is there any food you would not eat or make?
Well, just
Me,
the food I'm
broccoli.
allergic to, shellfish.
Gotcha.
But not because I don't want to, because I really,
Kind of have to.
Huh?
You kind of have to, right? You can't make it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I saw. Well, I saw a video there. There was a picture of it looked just gross. Well, they were testicles. They were like, I think
Rocky Mountain oysters. Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I could. I don't know if I could do that.
I did as a kid. My grandpa loved those.
Are they good?
Yeah, they're fried. So at least the ones I've had are fried.
Uh-huh.
There used to be in the next town over, they'd call it the Rocky Mountain Oyster Fest. And every year, man, they'd have tons of that. So I'm not kidding. Well, maybe a ton of that stuff brought in. My grandpa used to have to take them every year. God damn it, you're going to take me there.
And what did you call them again?
Rocky Mountain Oysters. And they're
Rocky
both
Mountain.
testicles, all they are. Yeah.
Bull testicles, yeah.
Yeah, and they're fried. You're fried, and you can put them in ketchup or mustard or whatever you want, and they're all right. Not
I don't
something
know.
not something
I
I
don't
go out
know.
of my way to make, but yeah.
Anything about balls, you know, I just
It
or
does
eyes.
conjure up memories. Yeah, yeah.
I remember that part where Chevy Chase was Las Vegas vacation. I think he ate them eyes or something. He didn't know what they were, and he ate a whole bunch of them. He was trying to beat the record or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have seen that or know who Chevy Chase is.
Yep.
But, it was
So-
hilarious.
Bill from Grumpus wants to know what item has Dave cooked that he was excited to cook, but it just didn't make the cut?
Oh gosh, I can tell you that it was smoked cabbage. Now,
Interesting.
on the
Okay.
video, I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but I wrapped it up in aluminum foil. And I really shouldn't have done that. I should have left it open because the whole idea of smoking it is to allow the smoke to permeate the food, right? So if you wrap it up in aluminum foil, and a person that watched the video commented on that, and he made a good point. He said, well, if you wrap it up, isn't that going to keep the smoke from getting in the cabbage? And for some reason, it still had a smoky flavor. But yeah, next time I think I'll just I'll do it out in the open.
You put tinfoil down and just put it on top of the tinfoil.
Yeah. Instead of wrapping it all the way, you know.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, but I mean, it kind of comes into a heat thing too, right? I can see why you'd want to wrap it. Just, the tinfoil adds a little extra barrier.
Yeah, and I had butter on it, and I wanted all that to kind of cook in that butter, But
Yeah.
anyway, it turned out okay, but not as
Sounds
good as I
good.
thought it would.
Actually, it does, and I'm not a big cabbage fan.
I know. It sounds really good, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I'll eat it, but it ain't.
Well, I put ham in it. I cut the core out. I stuffed it with ham. I can't remember what
Yum.
else I put in it.
That's actually a cool idea if you think about it.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. I'd like to do that
Seasoned
with an onion. Just shove it with some
Oh yeah, onion. That would be great. Yeah.
So, Dave, who's your favorite celebrity chef, and have you met them?
I don't have a celebrity chef. I don't really follow any of them. I hate to say that. I guess, huh?
Aren't you talking to one right now?
Oh, you talking about? Yeah, but you're talking about. Okay, you just. Yeah. Hey, well, I guess you're a celebrity. We're all celebrities, aren't we? I guess.
On YouTube, we all got our own station, really, our own channel.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Mike, you got a great station, and I love the stuff you cook. So yeah, I guess you're one of them. One of them that I followed even before I had a YouTube channel, and he's been a lot of inspiration to me, and that was T. Roy Cooks.
T. Roy, yep.
He's grown so big since I've first started following him. But another one too was Phil in Florence, bless his heart. He passed away last year, a year and a half ago. He was there from day one when I only had like 25 subscribers, and he was always so willing to help,
Nice guy. I remember that.
Yeah. But yeah, I got those are my favorites, I guess. I love everybody on all my YouTube friends. I love them. They all have neat little things, their personalities, and just things that they like to cook.
It is a great community, is it not?
It is. I like it.
Yeah.
And I never
Was that a
thought
white
about
Russian
having
that I just saw?
Pardon?
Was that a white Russian?
Yeah, it was. And by the way, somebody's keeping track out there, and it's number 3.
What significance does
Number
that have,
3.
Monica?
Somebody needs to keep tabs on his.
Okay. Well, I'm just sipping straight vodka. I don't mix mine with anything. I'm a hardcore drinker.
Dave, we're going to shift gears a little bit. What inspired you to start your channel?
Oh, well, I've always gone on YouTube to learn things, and I've always loved cooking, and I love video. I love to do video stuff. I love editing, and so when I was working, doing IT and all that stuff, I didn't have time to spend to do YouTube. But once I retired, on Facebook, I do these little live videos, and people seem to like them. So somebody told me one time, they said, why don't you get a channel on YouTube? So I didn't know how to do that, so I got on there and found out how to get a channel, and then the rest is history. I mean, I just started doing cooks, and I think the first cook I ever had was like, my video was like 22 minutes long, and all I did was like grill some chicken, you know. I mean, now I can do that in about like 2 minutes.
Exactly.
I could make it in 2 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, you almost have to have 2 side dishes just to make it,
Yeah.
8 minutes long.
But the thing about it is, it's a good. I didn't recognize it for what it was at the time. A great community, and you have this camaraderie among YouTube channels. It's like it's a neighborhood in itself. It's like you say, it's a YouTube community, and we all share. We all know what it's like to put out the videos and get the views and just to the work that goes into the cooking part is easy in the video, and editing it we spend a lot of time doing that stuff just for like a 2-minute video or a 5-minute video. Yeah. But it's nice to know we've got fellow YouTubers out there that share our passion, that we can all, like right now, what we're doing right here,
Right.
These are people I would not have known. Y'all are people I would not have known if I had never had a YouTube channel. And it's more personal because we see each other. We know it's not like Facebook. You can have a lot of friends on Facebook and not even see them. You see their comments and stuff, maybe see some pictures, but we see each other live videos.
Yep. And that's exactly why I started this, is because I wanted to get the word out there, especially for us that are, we're not Sam the cooking guy, right? Let's get to know each other. Let's make sure we support each other, and that, to me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. But and that's the thing about it. When we share our passion for cooking, and we just get on there and we do what we like to do, and we like doing this. And if you're really serious about it, you can make a living doing this on YouTube. I never knew that. I'm not monetized right now, and it doesn't matter to me right now at this time in my life, because I'm just retired, taking care of my wife, and I just want to enjoy what little bit of time that we have. And the YouTube kind of acts as an escape for me. And most of my YouTube friends and people out there know my situation, and they're very supportive, and that really helps me a lot. It means a lot to me.
Sure. Yeah. I love this community.
I'm with Pickles. I like the small channels too. The smaller channels. They're a lot more fun.
I do. And in a way, there's something inside us that we want to get big, but then in a way, there's something that tells me, well, I don't want to get too. If I get too big, it could be more of a handicap to me.
Right, it could be worse.
Being small, you can keep up with things a lot better. When you get so big, it's like you could lose some things in the process.
Correct. Well, I think that you would lose this, right? If you were huge, can you imagine me trying to get you onto this channel, or vice versa? If I was Sam the cooking guy, would I want to bring Mike Wolford on?
They're going to sell cameos.
Well, I'll tell you what kind of person I am. I'm the type of person that no matter how big I get, I'll always remember my friends. I never.
Where he came from?
What's that?
Where you came from, and that's your friends.
Yeah, I always, I don't care if I'm famous or not. I don't really, I ain't much on celebrities and things like that.
That's why you were just a stunt double. You didn't want to be out there in front of.
Nobody really knew who I was. They just thought I was somebody else.
Hologram.
Yeah, I was good with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, somebody got.
Yeah. Gary wants to know, if you could cook with somebody, living or dead, who would it be?
Oh gosh, my grandmother.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because I remember many days we would go to visit my grandmother in her kitchen, and she could cook. I mean, she cooked with lard and grease, but I'm telling you what, she made some good homemade biscuits, fried chicken, hamburgers, and whatever we didn't eat for lunch, we had for supper. She kept it in the stove. I mean, in the stove, you know, and it was always there. We had such a variety of food. And I used to go sit in the kitchen and talk to my grandmother while she made biscuits and things. And yeah, I'd love to cook with my grandmother. I would.
Oh,
That's awesome.
that's sweet.
I mean, I would too. Craig has the comment of the night. Gary, just ask Dave directly. He will answer faster than Mike will. That's good.
Just ask
All
Dave
right.
directly.
Yeah.
He will answer
All right.
faster than Mike will.
Craig's going to timeout. No, I'm kidding.
Craig.
Craig's awesome. He was our first guest.
This
Was
isn't
he?
the hot seat,
Yeah.
man. This is not the
Yep.
hot seat. We're
Yeah.
not trying to edge him out.
He was great. We had a lot of fun with him.
I don't remember anyone. Who are you people?
I love the comments. The comments are great. They really are.
Yeah, they are. And
Yeah.
I just want to say I appreciate all of y'all for showing up tonight. And make sure and hit that like button.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
please do.
yeah.
So, Dave, what was your biggest challenge starting your channel?
My biggest challenge starting my channel. Well, getting my videos down to a time that I you know, getting them cut down, being able to edit out all of the things and still leaving the important information, getting them down to about 10 minutes. Phil from Phil in Florence, he was the one that helped me with that. And he told me, he said, Dave, he said, if you can get your video down to 10 minutes or less, he said, you'll keep more viewers, because most people's attention span, most people don't want to watch anything more than 10 minutes. They'll fast forward through it. Right. And then, so yeah, editing it to where I could get the time down. Because I like to do, I guess I wanted to do things in real time, Yeah. Editing, Rick's barbecue. Rick, I'll tell you, editing does suck sometimes, but but it's one of my favorite things to do. Really? For some reason, I don't know why. The actual setting up of the camera and videotaping the cook is aggravating to me. I love the cooking part of it. I wish I had somebody else to do all that setting up and all that. I don't like doing that. But the cooking and the editing, I really do like it.
I'm just asked backwards. I love to set it up, editing, because then the editing makes me go, oh, I've got to redo that. That's how.
Yeah. Well, I've done that before too. Yeah, I just couldn't get it right, and I've had to do so many takes, But I was trying to figure out where I was going. I had a thought I was going with.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's not your fault.
These conversations go everywhere, man.
Yeah, they do. But well, anyway, if it's that important, it'll come back to me.
We'll get it on the next show.
Yeah.
The next time you're on.
Well, I hope I am a regular on your show there, Mike.
Oh, you are more than
Let me ask you something. Let me ask. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I got to give a handout, and he may not even be watching. It's Richard in the Kitchen. Actually, Richard has become a pretty good friend of mine outside of YouTube. He messages me a lot. We talk a lot about stuff. I've even talked to him on the phone before. And outside of him, Phil was the only one, that I really had a relationship outside of YouTube as far as friends and all. And but Richard really, he's the professional at the 1 minute video. I'm telling you, if y'all have never checked out Richard in the Kitchen, check him out. He's so cool. He narrates his videos, but he was very instrumental in helping me overcome that challenge of getting my videos cut down. So he's helped me a lot. He's a good guy too. He's a real nice guy.
I don't think I'm subbed to him, so I will definitely have to
check out Richard in the Kitchen.
Yeah,
definitely.
He's just a very unassuming person. He's not, he likes to talk, but he's a very modest person. He's not arrogant. He's just been really willing to help me a lot.
Right on. Cool.
That's cool.
Boy, you just like I have these questions and you like answer them as we
Did
go.
we already
go
ask
ahead.
him
It's funny,
team
like,
cilantro or not?
no, you hush. We're getting
No.
we're getting there. So, Dave, do you do all the filming yourself by yourself, or do you have somebody help you? Or
Well, most of the time I do. Now, Sonia helps me sometimes. I've got a pretzel video I'm getting ready to come out with. I'm working on it right now, and she actually did the hand work, and I did the videoing. But she has helped me with the video sometimes. Most of the time I do it myself, though.
okay, how much research? So, let's say you're sitting here and go, "I'm going to make." How do you determine what is your next video? I guess is what I'm getting at.
I just kind of wing it. I really don't. I just kind of wing it. A lot of times if I've got my camera battery charged up and all that, and it's accessible, I'll set it up and I'll say, I want to make this. I'm going to go ahead and videotape it. And sometimes I'll get ideas. I'll watch a video from one of my fellow YouTubers like you, Mike. I saw you do that Chicago style hot dog.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. And actually, I actually made me one before I did the video because I wanted to know how to do it. And so I did a little research on it, and that's where I got my history from the Chicago's. That's a damn good hot dog. I'm telling you,
Oh, yeah,
buddy.
it is.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite one so far. I never had one.
Yep.
So yeah, so you were inspirational on that one.
Yeah, I've got one. Steve from Dutchy did a video. It came out today, and I'm going to recreate it. It's a copycat, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to put my own spin on it, just like you put your own spin on it.
Yeah,
That's the name of the game.
And I've got this is what I do. If I've been inspired by somebody, I usually give them a shout out on the video to let them know that, I was inspired, and I try to do it the way they did it. Now, if I want to add my own spin on something, I'll give credit to who did it, but then I'll mention, I'm gonna try this though. I'm gonna try to make it my own, so I don't maybe insult them. Maybe like they might think I'm trying to outdo them or something,
Yeah, no, and I do the same thing, except for Sam, the cooking guy. All right, let's move on to the next. We talked about editing, and we talked about research. Man, Uncle Milty and his goulash. When I was a kid,
I
my
love
dad
goulash.
made goulash.
Yum.
It rocked, and Uncle Milty's reminded me a lot of it. He sounds like a character, by the way.
He bless his heart. He passed away back in I can't remember,
I think 06
2006 or
is
something.
what you said. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just a nice guy, a real good man. He was a gentleman, and he liked to cook. And my cousin, his daughters, Amy and Susan, my cousins, who I grew up with, I decided, she gave me the recipe, and I decided I'd make a video out of it. The first video I made, I kind of really messed up, I think. They wanted me to do the original way that he did it, and I kind of went astray on that. So I did that. No, wait a minute. You're talking about the goulash video. I'm thinking about another one.
But you did a short on it too, or something afterward.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean,
I love goulash.
that beef goulash.
Yeah.
It's good.
The way you made it, like I said, it reminded me of how my stepdad made it, and it was just like, I've got to talk to Bruce and get his recipe because, man, it ranks up there with a good patty melt and hamburger steak to me. It's right out of the 60s and 70s, man.
Yeah.
Yum.
And I'll tell you, I get my inspiration a lot from you guys, all you guys out there and gals, and I guess it's kind of like when you copy somebody, it's kind of like it's a compliment, really. I hope
It is.
people look at it like that, and I usually that's where I get a lot of my ideas. I've learned a lot from y'all. I really have.
Well, and that's a great segue to my next question for you. Is one of my favorite videos of yours was the homemade beef stew, and that was from Mike from Big Cats 305.
Yes.
Yum.
Yeah, and is that how you normally made stew, or
Well,
did you find it difficult to recreate it?
no, I didn't find it difficult to recreate it. I love the way he layered the ingredients. He did it in stages, And that was what I was really impressed by. Now, I've made beef stew before, but I don't remember doing it that way. I
Okay.
just remember just throwing everything in a crock pot and just letting it cook, and voila. But he did it in different stages, and I thought, hey, that's pretty good. And so I tried it, and it worked out really well. And yeah,
It looked
that's,
delicious. It really
that
did.
was, that was some good beef stew, I'll tell you.
Yeah. And Mike's got a good channel.
He does.
Yeah, he gave me some great advice at the very beginning when I started mine, and
Yeah,
it
he's a
helped out
good
a lot.
guy.
All right, Gary. Gary's it's like full of questions tonight. He was our guest last week.
It
We
is
had a lot
good.
of fun. Yeah.
What is your favorite pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, I love a stuffed crust pizza with the cheese, stuffed cheese crust,
Oh yeah.
and I love thin crust pizzas too, though. But I usually like it with a little bit of everything on it. In fact, a lot of people don't like anchovies, but I like anchovies on my pizza.
Recently I discovered it, and I don't mind it at all.
Well,
Yeah.
it's real salty.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got a fishy taste to it, but I don't know. It just adds something to the pizza. I don't know what it is.
I just
Mhm.
found out recently that was it Caesar dressing was made of anchovies.
Oh, really?
Really?
I
Wow.
didn't-
Interesting.
I
That's
had no
new to me.
idea. Me too.
I like Caesar dressing.
Yeah, so do I.
One of the things that I noticed at the end of the video, I certainly have done this myself. The audio changed, and I thought it was a really cool spin to it. Is that something that you did on purpose, or was it just?
When you're speaking about audio, you talking about the beef stew video?
Yeah, it's like it was a more hollow sound, but it was like
Oh,
what's the right word I want to say? I don't want to say comforting, but it just fit the video.
well, I'll tell you what, Mike. I had an issue there. I wanted to narrate the video, and my what I had wasn't working out very well. I would
Oh,
plug a microphone into my computer while I was editing the video, and then I would narrate it, and just the sound wasn't the same sound that I was getting from my microphone, my lapel mic plugged into my camera. So that
okay.
might have been the difference there, and it was actually purely accidental. Really, I don't think I planned that, but I did find a workaround that problem. I just go ahead and just turn my camera on with my lapel mic and narrate it, and then I take that video with the sound, transfer it to my video editing software, and get rid of the video and just keep the sound part and incorporate it into my
That
footage.
that brings up an interesting thing. You said lapel mic. So for your camera, you have a lapel mic. I have a
Yeah,
lapel mic as well, and I cannot stand that damn thing. I prefer the shotgun
do
mic,
you?
and
Yeah,
I think the sound is superior. And it's just not for everybody. Okay, don't get me
yeah.
wrong. Um,
I thought about getting one.
the latest video that I did, the creamy garlic mushroom glaze, I am struggling with the audio. I am damn near to the point I'm just going to narrate it because I have my brand new lapel mic on, and it just sounds like I, I I had to go through every audio sequence on that video and adjust
I
them.
feel your pain, Mike. I've been through that myself,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you what. I got to bring up Richard again from Richard in the Kitchen. He narrates. He goes and shoots whatever he's doing, and he doesn't even use the real time sound. He just goes back and he narrates it as he's watching it, and that's what you get, and it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
it works out so easy that way.
I've done that with
And
one
that
video.
what's that?
I've done that with one video.
Yeah.
I did
And
not like it, but this
well,
is one I might have to go back on and do.
what you do is you go back, and if you you got your video up and you're watching it, you can say, you can talk about what you're doing there, and it just makes it so much easier because you can do it after the fact, and you've got time to watch it, and you've got time to think about what you want to say. And I'm finding it much easier because that way I don't have to concentrate on my sound. I can just videotape what I'm doing. Just get that out of the way. Just get the
Yeah.
video out of the way. Don't worry about what the sound, or even if there is any sound. I, I forgot. I've done a whole video and didn't even turn the damn sound on, and come to find out it was no sound to it. But now, hey, It's no problem. No sound. What the hell? I'll go back and narrate it.
There you go.
You know?
I'm tempted to do that. I might. Well, Dave,
I got an empty glass here, Mark. I mean, Mike. Mark, what the heck? I got an empty glass here,
You need
Mark.
another one.
You better go
You
get
need a-
another one.
You need another one, Dan. I mean, Dave.
Yeah, just call me Pete.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
sounds good. What a great guess. I love Dave.
That's
He's
funny.
awesome.
And
He's
I
such a
and I
good-
for- and I forgot my drink on the counter, so
Oh no!
I'm waiting.
Well,
I'm waiting for you to say there's somebody at the front door so I can go get it.
well, go answer the front door.
Hooray!
You go like this. Everybody else is. Guys, as soon as Dave, we're just getting ready to wrap up, Dave. So as soon as Dave's done, we will. I'll have to answer the front door, and then we'll open it up to anybody who wants to come by. Dave's a lot of fun. I really have enjoyed talking to him. So I hope everybody has enjoyed the show.
It's a road
And
trip.
there's the man, the myth, right there. He is back. Nobody say anything
Okay.
about Yul Brenner or Joe Jack. Hi, Dave. So,
We are
Dave,
back.
I like it. So we're going to shift gears here a little bit. We're going to make a movie about your life. Who plays you? You can't say Telly Savalas or Yul Brenner. Got to be somebody else. When I was asked this question, they said Danny DeVito, and I'm like, huh? Charlie Brown.
It
Okay.
would have to be Charlie Brown, yeah, because he's got the bald head and his life sucks. I mean, nobody likes him. He's got
Yeah.
bad luck. I love Charlie Brown.
And he just kind
He's
of
the underdog.
He rolls
I
with
love
the
the
punches, does he not?
Huh?
He rolls with the punches.
He does. The poor guy never gives up. He's the same every year. He kicks that football knowing that Lucy's going to pull it out from under him every
Mhm.
year.
Yep. I used to love Charlie Brown. Matter of fact, we just got Apple TV,
hmm
and they have
They got
Apple owns the rights to Charlie Brown, and they had my favorite one is, and I can't think of Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, where he goes to France.
Oh,
And I had to watch it. I hadn't seen that since the early '80s. I had to watch it. It was great.
I've never watched any of those. My favorite ones were back in the '60s, like the Great Pumpkin and
Yeah.
the Christmas. Those are the only two that I really remember.
So,
You running out of questions, Mike?
no. All right, it is time. Let's change this. All right, you guys ready? It used to be the White Russian cam. Now it is the cilantro cam. Dave, are you? Yeah. Are you team cilantro
wait,
or not?
It's Team
This
Cilantro.
is the record breaker.
Okay, wait. This is a different one for cilantro.
Cilantro. My wife's caregiver is from El Salvador, and she tells me how to say it right. Cilantro.
Coriander.
No cilantro.
Cilantro.
So
I
are
hope I'm
you?
saying it right.
Yeah, well, close enough for government work, right? Are you
Yeah.
team cilantro or not?
Oh, I love cilantro. I could put that. Hey, I could put that beep on anything, on everything. Put that beep on everything.
And we had a recall. We had a recall of a vote, Jim. Oh, let's see who was it needed to change theirs.
You had a recall
Change
on
yours
what?
back.
I'm
Their
sorry if I have to
original-
keep
the original
asking.
vote.
The sound is kind of
Crappy.
I can't hardly hear you very well, and I don't know if it's me or.
Let me see. Hold on. Is that better? Check.
No, it's not much better. Let me check something.
It could
here.
It could be my ebonics. You might not be able to understand my ebonics.
I don't know if that made any difference or not, but
Oh, well, look at you. I can hear you louder.
you can hear me louder.
Yeah.
How about that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you,
Good.
but you sound like I think it's my headphones. They're just not. The sound's not coming through very well.
It could be my mutter peanut butter.
Well, no, Mike is Mike sounds kind of faint too. I need to see if there's a volume. I don't see a volume gauge here anywhere.
You sound great, Dad.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, but I can't hardly. You guys sound distant, and I can't make out sometimes what you're saying.
we're saying you're the bomb diggity. That's what we said. Well, you couldn't hear us.
Oh my!
You said that, Dave. He's the bomb diggity.
Why the camera's inside? So I have to use a cilantro cam now.
I can't understand what you're saying now, Mike.
Yeah, Mike, you sound like you're underwater.
How about now? Any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, I had to mute you and then bring it back. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like boots and cats and boots and cats.
You know,
and
I'm
boots and
just
cats
wondering.
and
I'm
boots.
just curious here. I want to try something. I'm gonna.
Yeah, everybody, just so you, we're taking some timeout breaks here for sound checks in the middle of the show or at the end of the show.
I want to thank Gary for saying nice show. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was nice.
My stinking camera died. I got to use the
I
cilantro.
think.
My other one
No,
in
I can.
front of me. Ah.
Somebody is saying they had to read my. I was in such shock. I breezed over it. I was like, oh no, they did not just say that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get caught up with everybody here.
Change their vote. I was like, oh hell no.
Yeah, Gary wanted to change his vote. I'm like,
Yeah, there it is.
Locked in, Gary.
Nope.
You-
It's a one and done.
There ain't no recount here, dude.
Nope.
Well, Dave, you have been an absolutely wonderful guest. Loved having you on. Really did. I don't think Dave can hear us. Oh no.
Dave, can you hear us? Oh, he's got the headphones now.
But I can't hear Dave.
Can you hear us? Let's do some charades.
Yeah, dare you, Dave. And he was
Sounds like 2 syllables.
going to crank the phone like you did.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah. Victrola.
Peace, Dave. This is weird because my main camera just died and the cilantro camera works. So I don't know what's going on. That works. All right. Well, Dave, it shows you muted. It shows you muted, Dave.
Can you unmute him from your side?
I just tried. I can't.
Okay.
There you go.
There he goes.
I see the I saw the problem. Sorry about that.
Was it like at work? Lots of times it's a problem between the keyboard and the chair, or the keyboard and the chair. That's what I tell people.
I think I'm gonna order me a better headset. I don't know if it's my headset or if it's the sound card in my computer or what. I'm not sure, but.
Gotcha. Well, I can't understand why my main camera died, but the cilantro cam works. I had no idea.
Oh, your main camera died. Yeah, I was noticing you disappeared there for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like over here now looking at the cilantro cam.
Oh, you still look good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Well, I don't mean like good in that sense, but I mean, the lighting and everything. Yeah.
Dave, you have been an absolutely wonderful guest. I have had so much fun hanging out with you.
Oh, are we ending this thing now?
Well, that's up to you, but somebody's at the front door for me. So, and
okay. Well, you can go answer it if you want to.
I probably need to, but I'm going to do this and put this out there for anybody who wants to come visit. Anybody who wants to come visit, I'm going to answer the front door. I don't know if Monica or Dave can add you to it, but you're more than welcome to come on. And
I'm not a moderator.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. And as soon as I get back, we'll bring everybody in for open seating. You guys talk amongst yourself while I go answer the front door.
And he's gotta get a jingle for this stuff. Like
I do. You should work
a little jingle.
Yeah.
Hanging it out the front door.
Going up by linen.
So Monica, tell me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Sorry.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm just your average nerd, really.
You're a nurse?
I'm a nerd. I'm a nurse.
Did you say nerd or nurse? Did you say nerd or nurse?
I'm both. I'm both. No, I'm actually a nerd by trade.
So how do you know Mike? I mean, you guys just YouTube friends or?
We actually worked together for 8 years.
Oh, okay. So you in the IT
Yeah.
field. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I was before I retired.
Where'd you work?
Well, actually, I had my own business
Oh,
on
what
the
did you do?
side, but I did work for a big company and did some IT work with them too, some programming and things like that.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Well, actually, technically, that's what I do now is consulting work. So I'm self-employed, but work for Fortune 5 companies. Yeah.
That's
So
interesting. I'll tell
nerdery.
you
We
that
work with the
IT work,
nerdery.
it stressed me out big time. I mean,
Oh
the stress
yeah.
level on the IT thing's high,
You have to have
and
nerves of steel if you're going to be in IT, is what I say.
yeah, and the thing about it is, a lot of times there's no telling what you're going to get into on that stuff. You can think that you've covered all the bases, and you're gonna have a problem, and you just have no idea how in the world why it doesn't work. And sooner or later you do figure it out, but it's like, damn, what's
You got to be
what's
a
the
sleuth.
problem?
You got to be inherently analytical in IT.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what I do. But then other than that, I paint. I paint a lot, and I help out my friends like Mike.
oh, you paint, okay.
Yeah, I paint like not. I mean, like I paint like canvas. I don't
Still life, or
a little bit of everything.
hmm.
I do. I have a little bit of everything.
I used to do a lot of drawing when I was a kid. My
Yeah.
dad sent me to art school
Hmm.
because they saw that I had a talent, an artistic talent, and I never really did pursue it much, but I really enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, I do too. I like sculpting, drawing, basically anything artistic or creative. I like doing.
Hmm.
Yep. Hey, so okay, name one thing that you have way too many of in your house or outside your house.
Oh gosh, one thing I have way too many of.
Hmm.
Gosh, stuff.
Yeah,
I got a
yeah.
lot of stuff.
Are you a hoarder?
No, I'm myself. I'm not a hoarder, but my wife never wanted to throw anything out, and I did make a purge video not too long ago. I was going through
Really?
this. I got way
That was an
behind on
awesome
my
video, by the way.
videos.
Some Mary
What's that?
Kondo?
That was an awesome
Kondo?
video, by the way.
I gotta
Oh,
see this.
thank you.
So
Uh,
the question, Mike, was to him. What is one thing that he has too many of?
too many. Well, not anymore. I don't. I had too many computers at one time. I got rid of them suckers. I'm down to about about two computers now, desktop and a laptop.
Were you holding on to that Commodore 64?
Most of the computers I had, I built myself. Uh, and I had them everywhere, out in my workshop, upstairs, down the basement. Yeah. And I had a big old network here, a home network, and I had them all on there. And I thought, I don't need all these computers. So, I mean, I had Linux boxes that I built. I like Linux. I like fiddling around with Linux, Fedora, and all that stuff. But now it's down to Microsoft and Apple, and I'm thinking about getting me an iMac here pretty soon because I'm really just tired of Microsoft. I like Apple, the way they do things. I know they're proprietary, but
They've
I,
got
I,
a stable system. They really do.
everything works together with that as long as you stay with that.
Right.
I like the thing about Microsoft. Microsoft is okay too, but I just love Apple's. If you're going to do a lot of video editing and things like that, Apple has really got a good platform for that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, my wife I edit on a Microsoft Windows 10, and it works fine. That's what I pretty much.
That's what I'm using right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I really don't need to change. I think I won't. I don't think I'll go to a Mac until this one. This one here is one I just one of my customers gave it to me. It wouldn't start, and I fixed it. It's a 10-year-old computer. It's an old Gateway.
Oh, there you go.
And I put me a solid state drive in that thing, and I'm telling you what, it sped that thing up about tenfold.
Yep, that's what I have as SSD drive.
Yeah. I mean, SSD's best way to go. Not for long-term storage or anything, I guess, but you know, I don't have long-term storage on this. I just got my operating system on it. Most of the work I do, I end up, doing from my server and all that stuff. So if anything goes wrong with this, I don't lose anything.
Yeah, that's what I do with the cloud. If I want to save anything, and definitely it's the cloud.
Well, it's like your videos for YouTube. I've heard horror stories. Some of the friends have lost 500-600 videos on YouTube. Their YouTube videos. Yeah. I don't know how that happened, but they weren't backing them up.
Stop paying their Dropbox.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, come on. If everybody wants to join in and visit with Dave and Monica and myself.
Hey, Mike.
I got a question for I got another question for Monica. What is your main? You have a channel?
I do have a channel, but my videos very eclectic.
Well, you don't do videos. You don't have any videos.
I do, but I've locked them down just because they're kind of ridiculous. They're all just kind of all over the place. But I've been thinking about starting my own since everybody asks me.
Well, you got a variety.
Yeah, she needs to.
I like variety shows.
Oh, this is definitely a variety show. We're talking a 3-ring circus here.
Monica, tell Dave about your find with your barbecue.
Oh, wait, my find? The one that I found on the side of the road dumpster?
Yeah.
In a dumpster fire? So, I went to go. I was going to pick up some other furniture, and then I was driving by this empty lot, and it looked like somebody just dropped like their ex-boyfriend's or ex-girlfriend's big pile of crap out in the middle of this field. And one of the things in there was this stand-up barbecue. Was it?
Got to start somewhere.
I know, but anyways, it was actually a pretty nice barbecue find. It was an electric. I can't remember what it was. It a charbroil or something like that?
It's charbroil, I think so. Yeah,
it's charbroil.
Charbroil makes a good grill. Hey,
Yeah,
I solved my sound problem, you guys. It was on my end.
Well,
I told you it's between the keyboard and the chair.
I can hear you great now. Shoot, I wish I'd have found this earlier. Dadgum, now I can hear you great. Woohoo!
The keyboard and the chair.
Now I can hear you talking.
Bless him, Lord! Yeah,
We need to do a
time for none of that hootenanny.
We need to have an episode where we have Dave come on and he's just the masked singer.
I love to sing the blues. I love the blues.
Look at our viewers.
Where's my clapper?
Everybody's
Where's my clapper?
Blue.
Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stevie Ray Vaughan's my favorite. And Jimmy Ray Vaughan.
I like Stevie Ray
I have a Stevie Ray Vaughan story.
I like both them, brother. Go ahead. Tell it all, brother.
Tell it.
My mom was an emergency room nurse for damn near 40 years, right? She's got some crazy stories to tell. I remember one time her telling a story about, it's amazing. She got drunk. She very rarely ever drinks, but one Christmas, she's like, it's amazing what people can stick in their body orifices. But
oh my God.
With that said, she calls me one day and she goes, hey, have you ever heard of a guy named Stevie Ray Vaughan? This is before HIPAA. I said, yeah, he was here last night doing his thing at some venue. And she goes, yeah, he has asthma, and he had an asthma attack after his concert, and he came in, and I was his nurse. She said he was such a nice guy, and it was about 6-8 months before he passed away.
Oh,
well, she said, such a nice guy.
6 or 8 months after he passed away?
After or before.
Wait a minute. What happens to do with like the play of like sticky stuff in the orifices?
Yeah, you totally lost us on that one, Mike.
Yeah, like I'm waiting for something to be stuck in his orifice.
I know.
Just one of those things that she got drunk one night at Christmas or during the holidays. We're talking. It's like, wow.
Are you not supposed to tell us?
It was pre-HIPAA. So we're
Okay,
talking
well,
It's
like
we're-
pretty hip. Yeah, you hit me onto that.
So you can
Yeah.
tell us then. Tell us what she said.
people like zucchinis and
Buzz Lightyears. I've heard of Buzz Lightyear been up
yeah.
there.
quarters.
There's a
Quarters
whole
are really
website.
popular.
Quarters.
Well, some people are into that stuff, you know,
Hey,
Like-
whatever.
you know, like fart inhalation or something.
Yeah.
I've seen a
I don't
mason
know.
jar. A mason jar. Have you seen that video? Oh my god.
No, I don't think I'd want to watch that.
I had a cousin did do that one time, fart in a mason jar and then throw it in his sister's room. I was like, oh.
What?
Mm.
Like a
I'll tell you though, there is something funny about farts, you know. In fact, I hate to admit this, but I watched a video of this guy that farted for 11 seconds. That's how long the video was. And I watched it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I'm ashamed of myself. I don't watch stuff like that, but I mean, I just had to see what it was all about, you know. See, that's the thing about these shorts. People watch things that they probably wouldn't watch, you know, because they're so curious, you know. I mean, I'm not interested in seeing somebody fart or burp or throw up or anything like that. I don't care. I care less. But for some reason, that video just I thought, I don't know what I was thinking.
Like those hyper sounds people are into. They're like, oh wow, this is so satisfying. Like hearing somebody like combing their hair. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? But I sat there and I listened to like 30 seconds of it because I was like, I don't get it. I'm trying to find like the attraction here.
So our guests right after Thanksgiving, we had two. We had Uncle Steve and then we had Kelly. And you weren't able to make that one, Monica.
Uncle Steve was there?
Yeah, Uncle Steve was there too, but Kelly was making drinks. And her daughter, Kelly, no relations whatsoever, but she's like a sister. So her daughter is just turned 6, so she was 4 at the time. They came over for dinner one night, and I'm sitting at the table with her. And there, Kelly and my wife were watching TV, and Harper and I were eating dinner. And I thought I had gas, so I just let one rip. Right? But I wanted to make it quiet, right? I was trying to get it, you know, and it came out super loud.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
especially when you're sitting on a wooden seat, that's when it's really bad. You got to be careful.
Yeah. And I'm
like in school, you know.
I'm like, oh, Harper, do you need to change your diaper? And everybody looked over and she goes, that was you, Uncle Mike.
Because your face was red. That's why.
Exactly. She's like, you stink.
But,
oh God.
Sometimes you can be lucky and do a real big one and they don't stink. Now that's okay. They're funny, but when they stink, that kind of makes it, you know, that kind of raises it to another level there.
That was our dog last night. I don't know what she got into, but Gene and I hopped in bed and Gene's like, is that you? And I went, no, that's not. If that was me, I would admit it.
No, you wouldn't.
That was the worst one I'd ever seen, man.
But you know, that's a natural human process. You know, I don't understand why people don't like it. I mean, you know, can you imagine, you know, you understand how miserable it is to hold something in like that? You know, it's terrible.
It is.
It's just horrible.
It's just our society and the way we look at it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you don't walk around going, brrr. Hey,
wouldn't it be nice though if we could, you know?
Awesome.
You know.
Oh, I love doing that to my grandkids too.
Picking your nose and you get this booger on it. You know, what am I going to do with that? Well, I can run downtown and stick it on the psychedelic poster in the art shop, you know, stick it on the psychedelic poster. Nobody will ever see it.
I love grabbing my granddaughter.
I can't take that one. I got to give credit to George Carlin for that one.
Yeah. Oh, I love George Carlin.
You know, the artificial fart under the arm. Oh, go ahead, Mike. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
You're fine. This show is notorious for that. I love grabbing my granddaughter right after I rip one and just holding on to her. Like, oh, you know.
I thought you were going to say something else. I like grabbing my balls for no reason at all. You know how men will grab their balls, you know, I'm macho. They're standing there, grab the balls, man.
Gross.
I never quite understood.
I know it is gross.
We used to have this guy that would come in when I worked in the grocery stores. He'd always grab himself and go like this. He would grab his balls and go like this. While
like a little orgasm or something. A little orgasmatic episode. I'm sorry.
We used to call him Grab Your Balls Bob.
Oh,
No
my
idea what
stomach.
his name was, but he's just like, what is the point, dude?
Hey, I got a good story for you. I used to work in a grocery store.
Those
And I
are
was
the best, by the way.
Oh man, I had a part-time job in high school. I was a bag boy, but then I wanted to learn how to run a cash register.
Oh boy.
Oh, we had this one woman come in, and they said, "Watch out for this woman. She comes to your register because when you hand her change, she passes out." I didn't believe it. I said, "Yeah, you bull crapping me. That's a bunch of bull crap." Well, she come in my register, my register, and I'm checking her out, and what do you know? She's got change coming. So I hand her change. She passes out.
Shut up.
Couldn't believe it. And you know, some of the people were there ready to grab her because they knew she was going to pass out. Yeah, I don't know. She had something about getting her change or something. The interaction between, I don't know, and she'd pass out. So you know, it's weird.
So that was
But-
a true story.
I'm not making fun of her. I'm just saying
Oh
it was a
my
really strange experience, but it's kind of humorous in a way.
If you're in retail, I still am, but I do the computer side of it. But I spent 15 years in the grocery stores as checker and management and everything.
Yeah.
You get some of the oddest people. I'll never forget. We had this lady come in, and her kids she was nasty, and her kids were just gross. And I always felt bad for him. But we had this checker named Tim, and he used to call him the Zackleys. And I'm like, I'd never heard that before. I'm like,
Exactly.
yeah, and so one day he goes, "Man, did you see the Zackleys come through?" I go, "Dude, what does that mean?" He goes, "Yeah, their breath smells exactly like their ass."
Yeah. That's kind of like you got a kind face, kind of like a monkey's butt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, it's in that family. Yeah.
Yeah,
We had a-
when you're behind the check stand and people come in, like I had this one guy, last name was Rockney, go, "What are you looking at?"
and I can just see you going,
Your groceries. You know, and so I was taking my daughter to daycare on my way to work, and our daycare was by work, and there was this huge puddle on the side of the road, and there they are at a bus stop. And this guy was such an ass, man. I drove through that.
"Oh, you
Just
terrible
sprayed
person.
it.
Shame
It
on
felt
you."
so good at the time. Looking back, I'm like, oh, those poor kids. If it would have been just him, maybe that's a different story. But looking back,
Yeah.
those poor kids.
So I worked with Mike. That's how we met. And
Yeah.
man, we heard the craziest stories, even just from me, like from a support perspective. We got one of the most memorable calls that I'll never forget is somebody went and committed suicide in one of the stalls in the bathroom.
Oh, yes.
And
yeah.
instead of calling like 911, they called
Called us.
the service desk. Like,
I call the service desk. Hey, I'm in your
Yeah.
bathroom.
I'm
Oh,
like,
gosh.
what the deuce?
Guy just shot himself in our bathroom.
Oh, hell. That's
I
something.
mean, just like the craziest stories would come out of there. Like that one guy that stole a tray of sushi, take off running. One of the store employees took off after him, and the guy ended up pissing his pants on his way out. And he slipped and fell in his own piss, and sued the store.
Well,
He
I'll tell
won.
you, talk
won.
about. Yeah, well, good. Talk about peeing. There was this woman. I was following her. I thought she had something leaking from her grocery cart because she was leaving, this wet stuff. So here I am following
Ew.
her with a mop. The store manager said, "Now, Mike." They called me Mike there.
Not Dave.
Well, my middle name's Dave. My first name's Mike. But anyway, on a long story. But anyway, I'm following her with a mop, and I'm mopping it up, and I'm trying to figure out, what is it that is leaking from her. Well, come to find out, she was peeing and she was dribbling all over us.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we had
Anyway.
a customer one time just kind of drop one out of her pant legs. Wow.
Shut up. Nuh-uh.
No, she
You
just kind of
Yeah.
shook her pant leg on aisle one. I'll
Yeah.
never forget it
wow.
because at the time our dairy department was way on the other side from where our cooler was at. and so we'd have to push these, our crates over.
That is
And it just
nasty.
dropped one out of her leg.
Oh, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something I did, and I'm really it. I should have got fired over this.
We got more viewers now.
Really?
No.
Oh, heck. Well, the grocery store that I worked in, the buggy corral was right near the front door. In other words, you open the front door, the buggy corral was right to your right. A lot of times, us guys, we had this thing going on. We had bag boys back then. We would push the buggy toward the buggy corral, deflect it off the wall, and see if it would go right in the buggy corral, And of course, it would go right past the front door, the end door, And so it was one busy Thursday evening. It had been raining out and all that stuff. And you know how that is. They track all that water in. Well, I pushed the buggy, and it was headed right where I wanted it to go. And just about before it got there, the front door opened. And I thought, oh no. An elderly lady walked in, and that buggy, bam, it hit that door, and that door hit that lady, and that lady hit that floor. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad.
Oh my God.
And her pocketbook opened, and everything spilled out all over the place.
Poor thing.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, when I went over there, I helped her up. I said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. She looked up at me, and she was one that had been coming in there a lot, and she said, damn, you trying to kill me? I thought, I'm so sorry, and I couldn't be more apologetic. And she got up and just kind of shook everything off. I helped her get her stuff up, and I don't know. I don't really remember exactly. I mean, I didn't lose my job, but it scared me, And of course, I was just a young, stupid high school kid, and so every time she'd come in the store, she'd give me this look like, like I remember you,
Got my eyes on you, young
Those
man.
bigger stores, though, the biggest stores, they would always have like these scammers that would go in there, like, they would like run into, they'd run into like payphones on the wall with the carts and like get them like really, really loose. So then, they would wait for just the right moment when there was like an employee right there, and then they would just barely brush up against it, and then the payphone would fall down on top of them.
I never saw that. Heard of that.
They'd sue them. It was just crazy.
That's right. You were on a project where you had to do payphones.
Oh God, yeah. Well, that was like I did the whole support for payphones. That is lame.
I don't know if I could do support work like that. You meet some crazy people.
You do, but it was
just can't
fun.
pass it. I guess they could.
A process improvement kind of area, like we're more focused on the improving the process of support. But it was pretty crazy though.
I still work in the support, and I work with a guy named Kirk, and I'll tell people, hey, and I just told this lady just the other day. She's like, she called in on a printer issue. And she goes, it's making these stripes. I go, oh, like it's streaking? She goes, yeah, that's a good way to put it. The printer's streaking. I go, did you hear what Kirk did the other day for New Year's? He goes streaking on New Year's. He does. He just streaks around his neighborhood. She starts laughing. She goes, Mike, you are so full of shit. I hear you.
Well, see, I didn't deal with that end of it. I was in the background working on IT issues, but I didn't work on support. I mean, I didn't see the front end. I was on the back end doing stuff.
Well,
I think I probably would have got a kick out of being on the front end there.
We used to work with a bunch of people from the Philippines, and I'd be like, hey, did you guys hear about Kirk? And they'd be like, no, sir. What's going on? I go, yeah, he's going to be on Survivor Philippines. Oh, I haven't heard of that show. I go, yeah, you got to watch it. He's a big, tall guy.
Hey, Mike, do you realize we're not talking about anything about cooking?
Oh, we never do.
This is open bar.
That's all right. That's okay. I'm just wondering. Hey, G Ronkin, that's my sister. I just saw her comment. She said, "Can you tie in the fart jokes with cooking?" Oh, brother.
Well, they do have a lot in common. Like gas.
Yeah, how about a bean? How about a bean dish?
Bean dish will power your propane grill.
Yeah,
all night long.
Yeah, brigadow. Yeah. So what I say, brigadow.
That same Kirk guy. I'll be like, I get this tech one time, and I go, hey, did you hear they're bringing Yo MTV Raps back?
Oh God.
Yeah, Kirk, man, he's on it. Oh man, that's so cool. And he talks to Kirk. Kirk turns. This was the first time I ever did. Kirk turns around and goes, "What the hell did you tell this guy?" He's like telling other people that I'm going to be on Yo MTV Rap.
Yo MTV Rap. And that was like what in the was that in the 90s they were
Early
doing that?
90s, maybe late 80s.
Yeah. See, I remember the earlier MTV where they showed the moon landing and all, and that was in the 80s. Yeah, when I first
I
came.
remember before it was on, like a few days before it was on, it just had the moon guy on there,
Yeah.
And
Video killed the radio star. That was the very first video they had on there.
Yeah, I remember.
I can tell you that video killed the radio star.
Yeah, I remember watching that. I mean,
Yep.
it was Saturday, like August 1st or something.
Man, I couldn't. I was hooked on MTV. I could sit there and turn that on and watch them videos, and I'd just sit there and watch them and watch them and watch them. I don't know, there's just something about it.
Yep.
It ain't nothing like that today.
No, I have CBS All Access, and just the other day, I went to MTV because it's one of the tabs you have, and it's just all movies. There's no music.
Yeah, there's nothing. It's metamorphosed into something entirely different than what it started out to be.
Yep, and same with VH1. I used to like watching VH1.
Yeah. Now, what was that? Somebody flashed up on the screen. I used to touch myself then.
That's Chris.
Yeah. I like you, Chris. You're awesome, buddy.
He's our resident left-hander here.
I think I am subscribed to him, Eastwind Farms. I think I am.
He's the reason why him and Uncle Steve are the reason why the cilantro thing came up. He hates. They both.
He hates it.
They both do not like cilantro.
Well, I'll tell you, Chris. I love cilantro, man. I could put it on everything.
Says it right there. Yeah, exactly. And
you don't like it, Monica?
Yeah. And now you got Jerry from GT's trying to change his vote. Once your vote's in, it's locked in. Dude.
Locked in, man.
Really? There ain't no swinging Chads here.
Hey, to make your sister happy, we're gonna tie in a fart here. Fart.
Oh, go ahead. You're gonna rip. You're gonna rip one off.
I was watching.
I thought you were gonna rip one off there.
I subscribed to Carney Wilson, and she does a lot of live videos, and she was making brownies. I don't know, like a month. It was like a month ago. Mike, I told you about that. Yeah. And she rips one on her live video.
And come to find out, she shit a brownie. No.
But she says it like really loud and proud, and then like she just breezes over it, and like off to the next thing, and then we add sugar. I was like, oh my god, that was so funny.
Chris says he grew up in Pembroke. I don't know what that
Pembroke. That doesn't sound familiar. Is that somewhere near Brockton where I was? It must be Pembroke.
Yeah. I know Chris is in the New England area.
Is he? Okay. It's been a long time since I've been up there. I mean, lived up there.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are a lot of fun. I'll tell you what. I was here. It is. We've been on here an hour and a half already. About. And it's just flown by.
One laugh after another. Like I said, this is all about tangents, man. You want to go on a tangent, you go right ahead.
It's funny. It's funny. Yeah. I don't know. I just think about some of the craziest things to do. Like I don't know. It's kind of like. Have you ever watched Impractical Jokers?
Yeah, I love that.
Oh my God. I just, that's my mindset right there to do things. Of course you could get in trouble if you're not careful, because, Plymouth County. Okay. Yeah, I know where Plymouth County is, but I'm probably not familiar with the particular Pembroke, but I am familiar with Plymouth County. Yeah. We used to go to Plymouth Rock. Our school would have field trips. We go to Plymouth Rock, Freedom Trail up in Boston. We do all that stuff. Yeah, I've been to all that. It's really a cultural, colonial, Revolutionary War history is really.
I went to Walnut Grove.
Walnut Grove. That sounds familiar.
And Mankato. I went to Mankato and Walnut Grove.
Minneapolis?
Yeah.
You're talking about you're only halfway there.
I'm talking Little House on the Prairie shit.
Oh.
I went to Plum Creek. I was at Plum Creek, man.
What's that got to do with pilgrims, Monica? Jeez.
Hey,
Are you on the right-
we're talking about old shit.
Are you on the right show, Monica? Jeez.
Hey, have y'all ever had a dog ride your leg?
What? Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do with that? You know, what do you shrug the dog off? You know, no,
Come on, that's a joke from Airplane.
no,
River,
it's from Christmas Vacation. Do you remember? You remember when Chevy
You
Chase's
guys get your own material.
brother-in-law had that
Cousin
big
Eddie.
Rottweiler, and he said, "Look, he would say, he said, if he ever does that, just let him finish."
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God.
You remember that? You ever watch
I
Christmas
remember
Vacation?
that.
I don't know what happened. That just came out of nowhere.
My
Really,
daddy says I'm the best French kisser around.
Oh God.
your daddy?
No,
Whoa.
that's the same show.
Let's
Cousin
not
Eddie
go.
is-
Oh, Cousin Eddie.
Yeah,
I don't remember that. I don't remember that one.
yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that on Christmas Vacation?
No, that was on the first one.
Oh,
You got-
okay.
You got asteroids? He goes, no, but my dad does.
Was that like Las Vegas vacation? Vacation?
The
Because
first one.
he-
the first
I'm
one.
trying to think. European Vacation?
No, right before that. Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember that one, so I didn't see that one.
Christmas Vacation is the one where shitter's full.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and he was emptying it out there with a cigar, and he had that hat on with the earmuffs. Yeah, that was.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what, man. That is my all-time favorite. That and Blazing Saddles is my
Oh,
all-time
my
favorite.
God.
You know, we're gonna need a shitload of dimes. You know, like that one guy said, "Let's wipe them out. Let's go wipe them out."
And that's it. You got Mike started on the Blazing Saddles. Here we go.
We're gonna
Do you
whoop
like
up a
Do you like
number
Blazing
6.
Saddles?
We're gonna whoop up a number 6. What is that?
I'll tell you, that is an
Whooping
awesome.
and hollering through town, raping and beating the shit out of everything that moves.
Oh lordy! And you
Oh.
know, we can't not mention the airplane episodes too.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are pretty good. Yeah.
Yep. You know who Phil is from Daddy Cooks?
No, I don't. Oh, I know Daddy Cooks, but I'm not sure if I'm familiar. Hey, the shitter's full.
Shitter's full.
Now, who's this guy?
This is
You
Chris.
making fun
That's
of
Chris.
Is that from Eastwind Farms?
Yeah.
Is that Chris from Eastwind Farms?
It
That
is,
is
yeah.
him. The
Well,
one
Chris,
and
it's
only.
nice to make your acquaintance, there, buddy.
you as well, brother. Yeah, I used to. I grew up in Plymouth County. Brockton is part of Plymouth County,
Okay.
and I worked for the sheriff's department back there for a few years. And but are you making fun of my hat? Because
Yeah.
it is full hat.
I think it's cute.
Nice. You notice how
I like it.
flat that
Hey,
thing is?
wait, the main thing is, does it keep your head warm?
It keeps my head in.
You look like a
Okay,
soft
and
you look like a soft monkey.
here's another thing you got to ask: does it make you look? Do you look cool in it?
He
Does it
looks
strike
sexy.
joy? Does
And
it
if you
strike
can answer
joy?
yes to those two questions, then hey, we love your hat.
I own it. I have to own it. If I own it, then you can't make fun of me.
Chris
That's
wears
right.
that hat.
That's
in
right.
summer,
He owns it.
man.
We can't do anything about that if he owns it.
It's just like Mike with those fucking fancy T-shirts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirts. What was the
Yeah, the
comment
Hawaiian
we made about
shirts, you
old
know.
guys in Hawaiian shirts a month ago?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, that was funny, man.
Exactly like shit.
Shitter's full. Like, they're looking at me like,
I love it.
oh.
No,
Old Grandpa lights that cigar and then he throws that match. All that methane.
Yeah.
So in the Marine Corps, there's this one guy. He always had fucking bad breath, and we call him Zachary. He's like, dude, your fucking breath smells Zachary. Zachary, shit.
Zachary like shit.
Exactly like your ass, man.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. Hey, I'm glad you joined us there, Chris, because I was wondering about you. Mike always makes reference to you all the time. Every time a lot of times when I see him on his videos, he makes reference to you. You know, he'll
Like
say,
Chris
yeah,
moments.
yeah, Chris moment, yeah.
Like I did the limp vegetable, and one of my videos.
The limp vegetable, is that a Chris moment?
Yeah, I go. If you want to know what if you want to learn more about limp vegetables, check out Eastwind Farm.
Chris, where are you at now? Where do you still live there in Plymouth County, or?
No, I moved down to Florida for about 11 years, and then I transferred back up, and so I'm in New Hampshire now.
You New Hampshire. Okay.
Yep.
Freaking cold.
It is cold.
Yeah.
That's why I got
Imagine.
this purple hat on. Yeah, because it's fucking cold.
Yep.
Chris, how's Jet doing?
Oh, she's doing good. I've gotten scratches on my hands from trying to give her
Her suppository?
her.
What?
It's his girlfriend.
His girlfriend got scratches on his hands from trying to give his girlfriend suppository, right? Okay, we got that. I got that.
Babe, come back. Come back.
My cat had a urinary tract infection, so
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
7 hours in front of it.
And cats, they don't realize you're trying to help them, you know.
Oh.
I mean, they don't. I've had my share of cats, believe me. I've had
Dogs
Yeah.
do.
dogs
Dogs are
too.
just as bad.
Don't have any cats right now. I got the dogs. They run the cats off.
Dog's claws aren't as sharp as cat's claws. That's what they have.
No
Chris,
way.
speaking of dog, do you ever get a dog? Get
No,
a
I'll
dog
get,
yet?
I'm retiring in May, so I'll get one after
Then.
May.
Did you ever figure out what you're getting?
I don't know. You know, boxer.
Wiener dog farm.
I'll tell you what.
Border collie.
I just got a. Well, we lost all of our cats, and my wife and I thought whenever all the cats are gone, we're going to get some dogs because we love dogs.
But
And I ended up getting a German Shepherd and a Boston Terrier. I was only going to get one dog. I really wanted a Rottweiler.
mhm.
And, you know, I thought about a bulldog too, and that would have been okay. But this German Shepherd that I have, he is so expressive. I mean, honest to God, if that guy could talk, I swear to God, man. And little Boston Terrier, my wife wanted him, so I love him. I mean, I tell you what, but I love all dogs anyway.
God damn it.
The house there. What did you just say?
Who, me or her?
No, Dano was asking me a question.
Oh, Dano.
Is there
Is there still a house where they filmed?
Yeah,
Filmed what? Lizzie Borden?
I don't know, Dano.
Oh, Lizzie Borden. Wow, that's interesting.
No,
They
I
say
don't
there's a
know.
lot
I
of- They
just-
say there's a lot of.
You talking
birds
about the
in
group?
East.
You talking about the group, or you talking about Lizzie Borden, the one that killed her parents with the axe?
Hatchet.
I think she wanted to ask you a question.
wanted to ask you. Lizzie
Ask you a
Borden
question.
wanted to ask you a question.
You a question.
Down at the Murder Burger.
Monica and I, Dave, are going to open up a restaurant chain called Murder Burger.
Murder burger.
We're going to have 40 ounces, onion blings,
Busta caps.
There you
busted
go.
caps, you name it.
All drinks will be 40s.
All 40 ounces.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what's the challenge? What's the challenge dish? Are you gonna have a challenge dish?
Oh, yeah,
Anybody?
If you can
We're
get
still
one
working
down
on
for getting busted by a cat, then
It's like the challenge to Brockton. If you can get out
yeah.
on alive. In Massachusetts, Brockton is the only town that the Mass State Police helps the local police. They actually have a fucking barracks there. That's how fucking bad Brockton was. And I've heard they've changed. I've heard they've been regentrified, since then.
Well, see, I grew up there in the early '60s, from 62 to 1970. That's when I lived there.
Yeah, that's
So I didn't know much about that. I was just a little kid then,
The rough years.
We had some
Explain
bad
that,
neighbors.
for sure.
yeah. No, it was bad. Yeah, Brockton, because I was in Plymouth County, and Brockton was part of Plymouth County.
Yeah.
And it was a bad part of town. You didn't go there looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, the area, the suburb that we lived in was new. We was the first ones to buy the brand new house there, off of Ashland Drive there, and off the main road. But we had what's the matter, Monica? What you laughing at there, kid?
you know know Ashland Drive, that one house right there.
Yeah, you know, bro. I know. Nobody knows that shit. But I mean,
You're the
Brockton.
one we lived on in Ashland.
Everybody avoided Dave's house.
Right?
Everybody knows where I lived at.
The Ronkins, you don't want to go there.
Yeah. Of course, I wasn't known as DaBomb then.
No.
But yeah, I was just a little short, fat, pudgy kid that wore thick frame glasses that was bullied a lot. I spent most of my time running, like Forrest Gump. Yeah.
Run, David, run.
Yeah, run, Dave, run.
Mama calls these my magic legs.
Oh, Lordy. I remember one time there was this big guy. His name was David Gadinas. He was a big old Italian guy. And he had this little friend named Bobby Good. And he wasn't good, though. But that's what his last name was. And he was a little guy, and David was a big guy. And well, they cornered me after school one day, and they started punching me around and all that. And during the 60s, we had these belt buckles. It was the double belt buckles with the belts. They were popular then. Yeah. And I was always afraid of getting hurt, and I was just a big pussy, man. I would run, and I was afraid. But for some reason, I got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, and I took that belt off, and I started swinging that belt buckle around, and I popped one of them kids in the mouth with it, and they took off everywhere. They never bothered me anymore. I guess they thought I was crazy, but that was my liberation right there.
You know, it took us so long to figure out how to deal with bullies, but that's how you deal with a bully.
Yeah.
Hey, my mother used to tell me, if the guy's bigger than you, you find something that as big as you can, and you beat the shit out of him with it.
Exactly.
That's what my mother used to say. She used to tell me that. My dad didn't like it, but my mother would tell me that.
Good luck saying that.
And I did. I had that big double belt buckle, and I took that thing off, and I started swinging that around. I didn't care who I hit. Well, I popped one of them. But, you know, that's the thing about growing up. You know, that's how we dealt with bullies, you know. Mm-hmm. Today, everything's so sensitive, you know. I'm not minimizing bullying by any means. Sure. But I'm just saying that, you know, it's a terrible thing.
Yeah. But two things I told my son is if somebody starts something with you, you finish it. And two, you stand up for that person who can't stand up for themselves.
I've always thought that if I could, I would. You know, I've never been a very athletic person, and I was always a nerdy looking kid. So I was prime, you know, for bullies. I mean, I stood out like a sore thumb, you know. But once you stand up to them, though, you know, I looked at it this way: if they're going to hurt me, why should I be the only one that's going to get hurt? I mean, if I'm going to get hurt anyway, I might as well hurt somebody else. Make it hard on them.
Might as well knock out a tooth or two.
Right. I mean, I might get beat up, but hell, why should I be the only one to get beat up? You know?
You should write a book.
No, but once I learned that, but you see, it's the thing about afraid of being hurt, afraid of getting hurt. And that's a normal thing. It's a normal fear that people have. Nobody wants to get hurt. But hey, let's face it. Sometimes we have to get hurt. We have to take a punch. We got to know what it's like. We've got to be able to, and we've got to be able to fight back to a certain extent. If the bully finds you difficult to bully, he's not going to bully you anymore. Nope. He's not going to pick on you anymore. He's going to find somebody else.
Or you find the bully's bully.
Yeah. But, you know, today it's different. Today it's different, though, now. People get killed, you know, doing stuff. When I was growing up, we had a fight, and that was it, you know. But now today it's a lot different. So, you know, I don't know what to say about that.
My son was a scrawny little thing for a long time, and he got bullied. And then my daughter's boyfriend was a kind of best way to describe him would be a bruiser, just a tough street fighter kid. And they were at a skate park one day, and they didn't realize that my daughter was there as well. And they started picking on my son, and that guy went over there and just beat their ass, man. Beat them big time. And my son Chris, never heard from those guys again.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Mike named his son after me.
My son's name is Jet.
Yeah.
Jet.
Likes to show his ass off. My son's name's Chris.
Mike named his kid after my cat that has a vaginal infection. That's
I mean, where does that come from? That's awesome, man.
Dave,
I love your mind, Chris. That's cool.
Dave,
My cat that has a vaginal infection. Oh, okay.
The show, Dave.
Yeah, I love it, man.
You gotta change her food, man. You gotta give her more, I don't know, whatever the shit that is.
she gets
Ash!
in spring
Ash!
water. Imes in spring water, for fuck's sakes.
Hey, spring water's the best. You keep
Yeah.
your dogs
Monica, she
and your
has a
cats full
UT.
of
It's Chris's cat.
Yeah.
Do the
Yeah.
math.
Do the math.
lots of no, I don't like cats.
You know,
Actually, I'm team kitten. It's like once they get past that kitten stage and they're cats and assholes. I didn't even say that.
You love them when they're kittens, but when they grow up, to hell with them. Yeah, you know, I used to be like that too.
What,
You got to
were
make them
cute-
think you're
you were a
crazy.
kid And then you grew up to be an asshole. I was
Yeah, that's right.
when I was a kid.
Who is this? Somebody said Rocky Marciano was from Brockton. Yeah, he was. He was from there.
That's your sister.
That's my sister. It sure is.
Yeah,
You got that right.
Who
His
is
twin
that?
cousin.
Who is that?
Twin cousins.
Twin cousin, yeah.
And Gronk is in fucking Florida with Tom Brady right now, so she should change her channel name. 'Cause he's not Gronk.
You got to make them think you're crazy. Yep, that's true. Cat. Talking about cats, I think.
Guys, there's somebody at the front door. I'll be right back.
Oh shit!
All right,
Here we
man.
go.
All right.
He's gonna have a spliff.
Hey, let's see if we can play some music while he's gone.
Okay, we can do that. Can you do that?
No. Mike wants us to act right and not play music, so he doesn't get booted.
Oh, is that what it is?
Monetized.
Well, I'm trying to.
Chris
I'm
likes
trying
play
to-
music.
I'm trying to pay attention to the commenters that are coming in here. I haven't been doing that good of a job. I see Dano's Pit Patio has Plum Bob on there. And yeah, Plum Bob. He asked a question, did we cover what Plum Bob Productions is about? Dano, I can explain that one if you're still here. We
That was
were
from like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, was that 5 minutes ago? He may not still be here, but if he is,
No, he's here. I'm sure.
okay.
I don't
We
know.
my
Just
wife
go
and
for
I my wife and I were fixing up our one of our rooms, and I was using the Plumb Bob down in the wall to make sure that it was a straight line where I would cut out the hole for a receptacle. And my wife thought I was so good at that, she started calling me Plumb Bob. So that's how that came about. Plumb Bob Productions. Yep.
Plum Dog Square Bob.
Yeah, Plumb Bob. Plumb Bob
Scorpion.
Productions.
Yes.
Yep. That's how that came about.
That's fine.
So anyway, yeah, I'm trying to interact with the people that are commenting too. I mean, I'm having a good time here, folks. This is fun. I haven't had
We're here every Wednesday.
This is great though, really. I mean, in my situation, years ago, my wife would have been in on this with me. She would have loved this because let me tell you a little something about my wife, my sweet little wife. She was in the theater. She was a local actress, and she was in a local theater, and she loved being on stage, and I really miss that. I used to go to the plays and watch her come out on the stage, and that was just her passion. And she would just love doing this here. I mean, it's the next best thing, I guess. But yeah, and to think about the things that she used to do that she no longer can do, it breaks my heart. But at the same time, I have all these wonderful memories.
Yeah.
And every morning when we wake up, the first thing she does, she gives me this beautiful smile, her beautiful smile. And that's just worth everything, whatever the
Relationship goals, Chris. That's what that is. Relationship goals.
That is a gold relationship.
For you and I, relationship goals. That's a look at. I can't even commit to a lane in traffic.
You know, I
So-
never thought when we first got married, I never thought that
That's
I would
beautiful.
ever deal with it. It just never entered my mind that I would have to deal with that situation. My wife, 10 years ago, before she had dementia, she had the foresight to get long-term care insurance. And I remember saying to her, we don't need that stuff. I'll tell you what, it's a good thing. And she said, well, I'm getting it anyway. I don't care what you say. And she's being very independent. And I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for that, well, I'm using it right now. I wouldn't be able to afford a caregiver to come in. And so, she's a very remarkable woman.
Dave, I think it's like, and I'm gonna go a fucking homo moment right now. And
Homo moment. That's all right. I'm not a homophobe.
Notebook. You know,
We're all inclusive here.
You know, I think everyone watched The Notebook here. If not,
The Notebook. Yeah, that was a good movie.
It actually was a good movie.
And
it was the future and the past. It was wild, man. You had to really keep up with that.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Oh yeah, the last.
You haven't seen it, Monica?
No,
You need to watch it.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Good
I
one.
will.
It is good.
So the last 10 minutes, you really don't know what The Notebook was until the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Where he wakes up every day. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna talk about it.
I love The Notebook. It's actually a good movie.
Yeah.
Monica, watch it. Notebook.
I will. Yeah, because you guys are gonna make me cry.
Kitty.
For
Mary, this is Mary. This is we actually do have a Zach and Mary.
Oh,
From Zach
really?
and Mary make a porno.
Porno. Yeah.
This is Mary.
Oh, that's a beautiful cat. We
awesome.
used to have one just like that.
She's old. She's like 11, 12. She's great.
We thought ours was a she. We thought ours was a male, and we called it Big Daddy. But come to find out, it was a female, so we called it Big Daddy Mama.
I used to have a girlfriend called Big Daddy. She had a huge vagina. It was
Wow.
Mud flaps.
Wow. Is that one of them where you could stand up and just walk right into?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
She didn't stand up when she peed, Chris.
So
You guys are horrible. Horrible, horrendous.
Yeah, but you're still on, Monica.
there was a follow-up movie to The Notebook.
On taxes, you're all writing off hoes as dependents.
Yeah, I'm reading that same thing, Chris. Joan, is that your wife,
That's
Mike?
Jean, yeah.
Yeah, Jean.
Mrs.
Jean.
Dude.
She said a follow-up book to the Notebook called The Wedding.
It was a book. I can't read books.
What is book? What is that?
I know, me neither.
Is that one of them things where you had
Get
these?
everything faster through TV.
Yeah, that's a shame. I should read more than I do.
Left to right, top to bottom.
Unless you're Jewish, then you read right to left.
Exactly.
But yeah.
That book was written in Jewish. So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who's still in here. We got these people.
Dana-
These people
Dana?
have probably
Really?
forgotten all
Jewish,
about
yeah.
us.
No, I've been putting them up.
You had 16 people till I joined up. Now there's showing only 10.
Oh,
I know.
no. Oh, no.
People
I really
drop
like to engage the people. You know, I've gotten on. I've jumped in on a lot of the talk shows, and it's like they don't even know you're there. And I really don't like to do that. I like to try to engage the people that are. I mean, this is fun. I'm having a ball, and I always like to try to think about how I felt when I was. People didn't even know I was there. You know, it's like I would log on. They might acknowledge me, but then after that, it was like, you know.
Well, that's
so
one of the reasons why I like to do this, right? You know, just let that person know.
Yeah,
that, hey,
yeah.
I may not be able to say hi, how are you,
Marcel.
but you know.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that way they know that you recognize them, you know, because a lot of people, I mean, the views are important, but, you know, the people want to be a part of the show, and they're not able to do it physically or you know,
correct.
only by commenting, you know, but.
Correct. Well, it's like Marcel. I love Marcel. She's actually going to be a guest on the show. You know,
Oh, good.
she's got a great channel. You know, but
What happened to her?
Monica. I don't know where
Yeah.
Monica went. She kind of comes and goes.
Okay.
She's a great co-host. She really is. She kind of comes and goes.
Yeah.
And she probably had to. She probably had. She's a woman. She's modest. She probably had to
Oh, that's
answer
okay.
the front door.
That's all right.
Or
Chris, where are you?
wind.
Where are you in Florida right now?
No. I was in Florida.
You're in New Hampshire now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Okay.
was in Florida from.
You were in Florida. Okay.
From 02 to 2013. And then
Okay.
I moved up here in New Hampshire, the great state of New Hampshire. No income tax, no sales tax.
Hey.
Yep.
Well, I got to get it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably property tax.
Well, they get you property tax, but
Yeah.
still a lot cheaper, you know. And then I can carry a gun without a permit either, you know. So
Yeah. I like New Hampshire.
yeah.
I got to say the quote of the night is from Bill from Grumpus on Fire, right there.
I can't look away from this train wreck. Ooh, ooh. Oh, there she is. Okay.
There
Yeah,
she
good.
is.
She's probably to break wind or something.
Yeah.
No, my
She had to
my-
rip one off.
my other phone died.
Monica's used to it. I worked with Monica years ago, and we give each other shit constantly.
I got an empty glass here, folks. I got an empty glass. Is it? I mean, is there any?
There's no limit.
I mean, can I go get another drink? I mean, are we gonna be here any longer? Is there
Sure,
any use
why
to get
not?
another drink?
No,
Yeah, I'm gonna do it too.
I'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, I'll be sleeping on the couch, but I'm gonna do it too.
Can't go anywhere with these headphones on. I gotta take it.
I'm thinking
You
Mike.
got clothesline. Got clothesline going out.
I'm
What are you
thinking
thinking?
Mike.
Hey.
I'm thinking Mike has the smelliest, nastiest fucking farts.
Oh, you know I do.
Oh,
Sweet
God.
Jesus.
You're
That's what I like. That's why I have a dog, so I can blame the dog.
You're a dirty.
Except for when you were at work.
Yeah, exactly. That's just wafting.
Yeah. No, he would be crop dusting.
And somebody crop dusted us. No, it was you, Mike. We used to work in these little pods, Chris. I mean, they were like maybe 3 foot wide, and you sat 2 foot from the next person.
But there is like
Yeah.
a screen, like a window screen next, like in front. That was the separation. I mean,
Yeah,
there
it was.
really was.
It was the
separation.
stupidest thing in the world. Right?
I hated
And-
those.
Yeah, and there was nothing private.
No.
Nothing. We had a good time though, did we not?
Shit, man, we had a good time.
Yeah, we did. We had this boss that was the ultimate micromanager. We used to call her. I cannot. No.
You
It's
got to
TK,
edit
but-
this stuff out.
Yeah, no, she won't say it. I haven't seen. I don't even think I'm friends with her on anymore. She was a sweet
She
lady,
was-
but man, she micromanaged the shit out of us.
Yeah, she was
Oh,
tough.
TK, but we
I
had
learned-
another name for her too, but I can't remember
Oh, a
what
lot
it
of
was.
things. We'd need a lot of names.
And you'd hear her coming. She'd just like huff. She's a little tiny thing, but for whatever reason,
But like
huffed.
she would stomp everywhere she'd go
Yeah,
to.
stomp,
It was
yeah.
like stomp,
And-
stomp, stomp, stomp.
Yeah, and so I'd hear it coming, and I just start acting like I'm typing away because if you sounded like, if you could put on the persona that you were working, she'd leave you alone. I put my headphones on real quick and just click, 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 and I wouldn't be typing shit.
He'd just be like
Click, click,
tucking
click,
the
click, click,
keys.
She'd just leave you alone.
There was a movie. It was called Wanted. It was an English actor, and it was a gun shooting thing. You know, like a futuristic. It was with Angelina
Kill him
Jolie.
up.
Where
Oh
she
yeah, I seen that.
bent
Yes.
the bullet, you know, and then they had that large redhead fucking manager come around, and she's like finally he's like, he grows some balls, and he's like, go fuck yourself or something like that, and it's like everyone goes like, wow.
Well, towards the end, man, she would be like, well, I said this. No, Tammy, you didn't, because I have it written down exactly what you say. Like, no, I didn't. I didn't say that. Yeah, you did. She would like change her mind out of the blue. And you're just like, well, how can I? I remember one day sitting there, it was Monica was there and Stinky Pete and Louisa. And we're just like, and I finally went, Tammy, how in the hell am I supposed to follow you when you change your mind every day?
Wow.
That's not what I was like, God.
You could have
Damn,
heard
lady.
a pin drop though in between the when you every day and then the it was just like tension. It was like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah. But she was the sweetest lady, and if you wanted to get her off your ass, you start talking about Christianity because she was a big Christian. But,
A lot of people are like that nowadays. Just talk about religion, I'll get rid of them
And
real
you're like,
quick.
I've been thinking about going back to church. What do you think?
yeah,
about
what do you
that
recommend,
one?
Tammy? Because
I
you
don't
knew
blame
your
'em.
ass. You knew you
You know
were
that
getting,
Bible thing?
you were getting ready to go through. Your ass was getting ready to go through a grinder, right? And you knew it. So you're like, but Tammy, I really respect you, and I've really been thinking about going to church.
I think I'm gonna get baptized. Do you want to come to my baptismal? I'll see who's on it.
Totally, James.
Tammy.
Hey, I got a question for Chris.
Yes, sir.
What's your channel all about? I don't know if I'm subscribed to you, but I'm definitely going to. I'm going to check you out.
Shooting cilantro.
How did you get started?
You don't have to. I actually
I know that. You're pretty cool, man. I like to see what kind of stuff you got going.
Videos. He has fake videos, just like me.
Fake videos.
He does a lot of shooting cilantro.
I stopped doing videos about 6 months ago. I did some shooting and cooking
He
videos.
streams traffic cams.
And I had some game cam videos that I did every week.
Those were cool, Chris.
But I just stopped. Because
Why? What is the reason of that?
I think you're pretty cool, man. I like you right off.
appreciate that.
How come you quit?
You're a no nonsense kind of guy.
Well,
yeah.
I would
do fun.
I would do a 2-minute video of game cams, and it would take me 5 hours to do.
Yeah.
Video and put music behind
Really?
it.
I know what you mean. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We put a lot of time in a 2-minute video. Believe me, most people don't realize how much time goes into that.
Go straight to the publication.
I'm sorry.
It is
I got my
exactly as I shot it.
She's great.
Chris used to have it was like Game Cam Tuesday or something like that.
I would
It was
use
the coolest shit in the world, I thought.
I started doing
I think your animals are cool. I just don't believe them. I think that you're getting those off the traffic cams.
I have 4 game cams. And sometimes I would get 2,000 15-second videos.
Whoa, that's crazy.
2,000
Oh, God.
15-second
Oh, so you
videos.
pieced them all together?
And then,
Oh.
Wow.
No wonder it took you so long. Dang.
Yes, that's a lot of work, man.
And then I tried to find music, to put behind it. And, so yeah, it was, I put way too much into it. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. And it no longer became an enjoyment. It was more of a stressful type. Yeah. A lot of work. Yeah. I understand.
So
See,
Dave,
like,
go ahead,
Mike.
Dave. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say mine's mostly a hobby. I mean, I'm not even monetized or anything, and I don't really care if I ever get monetized. I'm just having fun with what I'm doing, and that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Chris likes to, and I absolutely love these. It reminds me of something. I'm just a little bit younger than you, Dave. So I grew up in the late 70s, 80s. I was born in 67. So I really became of age late 70s and into the 80s. And Chris will every once in a while go live and have music on. And he gets busted for it every damn time.
He gets
But
what?
it's fun.
Busted. He gets busted.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
But
then that's the best time sometimes, I mean.
But I always try to hop onto them because it reminds me of something in the 80s where you have just a bunch of friends together.
Yeah, carefree, just sitting around.
Listen to the music, bullshitting, having a good time.
I miss that.
It's
I
a
miss
little like
that.
I do
Dr.
too.
Demento, the Dr. Demento show.
Dr. Demento, yeah.
But it's the Chris Demento show, and it's a
Yeah,
blast,
Chris
you know.
Demento.
And I'm a big fan of old Chicago. You're talking Chicago CTA Transit Authority,
Chicago Transit Authority, yeah.
and 8. Like the last one, I'll never forget this. Chris played Free, and it's about 2.5 minutes long.
Yes, sir.
And somebody writes in there, "This is baby making music." And you know what? Yeah, you're right. There ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Well, hey,
practice. Let's go ahead and practice. You know, but it was great.
and that's
so
the
much
era
fun.
where they don't make music like that anymore. In fact,
They
you don't see bands anymore. You know why? They're individual artists because there's no money in bands anymore, and
Right.
it's sad. It really is. The band era is gone. I would love to see it come back.
Yeah. It's
I
like
mean,
Bill says, old farts, I mean rebels. Exactly. Yeah. It was so much fun back in the day.
yeah, it
was
was.
Chris plays great
I'm
music.
actually old now. I'm 50.
He's
and I'm old.
50 now.
I haven't listened to radio stations for the past 10 years.
Yeah, what's that?
Me neither. I don't even know what the top 40 is. I could care less. I mean, I'm still stuck in the 70s and I do like the 80s. I'm 64. I'm getting ready to turn 65. The 70s, the latter part of the 60s, 70s, and the 80s were left
Great-
an impression
great
on me.
Yeah, great years, you know.
I don't think they will ever make as good music as they did in the 70s.
No.
But
Early
you know,
70s.
yeah, the 80s was kind of, there was some things that I did like, but it was mostly
great
video.
dance music. Great dance music.
Yeah. And the only reason that I like 80s music is because it reminds me of a time in my life when I was carefree and I was clubbing big time and just doing what I wanted to do. But the 70s era, old bands like Leonard Skinner and the Eagles
Yep.
and oh gosh, man! I mean, you just can't find bands like that anymore.
The singer-songwriters.
Pink Floyd.
It's not just old because you got Roger Waters and
Yeah.
you got the Eagles that are doing shit now. No one wants to listen to their fucking new music. We want to
Right.
listen to their old music.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that went to a Roger Waters, and he was the lead singer of Pink Floyd, right?
Pink Floyd, yeah.
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 And he did like 2 songs of old Pink Floyd, then he did all his new shit. And my buddy's like, this music sucks. And all he was doing was and then in between sets, he would say his political party fucking nonsense.
Oh man,
It's like,
yeah.
we're not here for that. It's like the
Yeah.
Eagles. Like the Eagles hasn't done a good song since the fucking 70s.
Correct.
But they rock.
Yeah.
But they
We
rock.
went to their Hell Freezes Over concert,
Like
and
95.
they were so arrogant about it. I mean, they made us wait and all that stuff. I didn't like that at all. I mean, the old stuff is so much better.
Yeah.
Hotel California and all that
That's
stuff.
what I like about Chicago. Yeah, they still put out new music, but when you go to a concert, it's all their old stuff.
That's what I
You're not going to
love.
listen to the new stuff, but if you like their new stuff, hey, it's out there. It's all digital now. They're not going to put
Yeah.
a CD out because it costs too much.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Chicago was making music these days.
Yeah, they do. They just,
Wow.
they did a Christmas
like
album
Grumpus.
last year.
Grumpus on fire, nothing but noise on the radio now. Yeah,
I agree. Totally agree, Bill.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that's
to-
true.
I listen to
Yeah.
AM News Radio. That's how old I am now. AM News Radio.
I love AM news radio. I mean, I'd rather listen to talk
NPR.
radio. I like talk radio. I mean, Hey, do you remember? At midnight? What was her name? It was oh, good Lord! It was a woman, and she would get on there and talk
Elvira?
about. No, well, I liked Elvira, but there was another one, Dr. Ruth.
Lonnie
Oh,
Anderson.
Dr. Ruth. Oh, God.
She talked about sexual stuff all the time, man. It was funny as hell. I mean,
Doctor, what's her name?
Truth.
It was on-
What was her name? Doctor.
it was on AM radio, and you could only get it in the middle of the night, But I loved listening to that. It was
Art
just
Bell.
so.
Yeah, so did I.
I like to listen to Art Bell. There's all this conspiracy theories and shit.
Conspiracy. I love
Oh,
it.
yeah. We have one of our stations, K-Hits, on Sunday mornings. We'll have American Top 40 from the 80s.
Wow.
And they only do 80 through 87. Because there's something, and I looked it up, there's something about, there's a, Casey Kasem lost the rights from like 88, 89, 90 on. And it's kind of cool to listen to that old stuff,
Right.
So I have
Yeah.
on my phone, and I am a huge Chicago junkie. All right, major. I can't get enough of their stuff, and I've been listening to them for almost 40 years. I have on my phone, and we have another station that plays a lot of oldies station. So I have, and I'll show you. I call it Chicago, and this is Chicago 2020. Every time I heard a Chicago song on the radio, I would end up writing it down, and how many times I listened to it. And like "Make Me Smile," I heard 10 times.
I love that song.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
And how about what is that? Does anybody know what time it is?
yeah.
What is that one?
I heard it. I heard that song, Dave, 12 times.
That's an awesome song, man. You can't beat their
Yeah.
you can't beat their music.
So
I mean,
this year, this
The
year
or-
I've heard "Old Days" once and "Make Me Smile" once, but
yeah.
they'll play like if they play like an old I'll go. Okay, this time
I'm a man. I'm a man.
It's one of my favorite songs.
Oh man, that's awesome.
But
I
you
could
won't
get
hear
that.
it.
That's a driving song. I'm a man.
That is acid rock all the way, dude.
Hell yeah. They just don't make stuff like that anymore.
They don't.
Hey, Mike from Smoking Mary's Rack Barbecue. I just
Oh,
noticed him.
hey,
He's my good buddy. He's a good buddy. He's a real nice guy. Him and his wife, Mary. Yeah.
Mike. Yeah.
They live out in the desert. Excuse me. I don't mean to get us off track,
Oh,
but
you're fine.
they live out in the desert. I just always thought it was amazing that that they could live out in the desert and still. They raise chickens and stuff like that. You know, I don't.
Oh, really?
And he does some good cooking on his
Yes,
on
he-
his grill, on his
That's
smoker.
Mike Montoya, right?
Yeah, Mike
Yeah,
Montoya.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was just saying, one of my favorite Chicago songs was the one when they did the thing with the Beach Boys.
Wishing you were here.
No,
Yes. Okay, I got a story.
Wishing you were here. That's a good song.
So we're doing a
and that
thing
came
like
out like what about 1975 or
Oh,
something
came
like
out
that?
Chicago 7.
yeah.
Peter Cetera wrote that song.
Peter Cetera, yeah.
Baby, what a big surprise! And if you leave me now at the same time.
If you leave me now, yeah, around 1978 or 79, something like that.
75, 76.
70. Well, you know, they did a biography on on Chicago, and they had this place that they would go to write their songs. It was like a retreat that they would go to. And Michael Cetera was always wanting to do these
Peter.
these easy ballads. But early on, you know, Chicago had they were trying to they were wanting to be more rock oriented.
Yep. They were
But it's
they were one of the original
Yeah,
after rock.
but as time went on, you know, with Peter Cetera and everything, they kind of went on. They went on to in the later on in their evolution or whatever process, they went on into these like, you know, If You Leave Me Now and things like that. The new Chicago.
Yeah. And Terry Kath, before he died, hated it, and he was considering leaving because there's also a biography. His daughter did a thing on him getting to know Terry Kath or something like that, and he got to the point he hated it, but then he ended up killing himself.
He
Oh,
he
yeah.
shot himself in the head, didn't he?
Yeah. He was playing with a semi-automatic, and he took the magazine out.
It
Thinking,
was an accident, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you know, I'm not a big believer in accidents with guns.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
stupidity, right? So he still had a round in the chamber, but he took the magazine out and said, "There's nothing in here," and he went click.
Right.
Boom.
The one in the chamber, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
that could be considered an accident, but it is stupidity because
it is.
anybody that knows anything about, you know, semi-automatics knows that if you know, there's one in the chamber, you can take
Yeah.
their.
Well, you got drugs and alcohol mix in there.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at it going, dude. For one, so I've been asked several times, hey, let's go shooting, right? Because I got an assortment of firearms, and the number one thing I ask is alcohol involved? Well, yeah, we're gonna have some beers.
Yeah, that doesn't
I'm
work.
gonna-
That doesn't
I'm gonna
mix
pass.
well.
Alcohol. It's like if I go to a bar and like I went and picked up my friend Kelly from work last week, and a guy had a sidearm there in the bar, and I'm thinking, you know, alcohol and firearms do not mix.
No,
I
I
will
don't.
not. You know, I'll go shooting with anybody, but if you're going to introduce alcohol or any kind of drug, I'm out. See you later. Have fun.
Yeah, it's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Just
Puppy.
I guess we're not going to be shooting anytime soon.
Not tonight.
Monica.
Not tonight. Oh, my buddy Oscar wants to say hey.
Hi,
Say hey, Oscar. Hey, buddy.
Where's
Yeah, he's my
Mary?
good buddy.
Mary snuck in when I went out to check. So you're right. With Chicago, they were like I'm a man, 25 or 64,
25 or 64.
68, free that Chris played. That's
Yeah.
all. That's
Saturday in the Park.
Yep. Saturday in the Park is more of a fun tune,
Yeah.
you know. But the
Well, I remember that from high school. You know, I mean, it's that special meaning for me.
1, 2, and 3 are more acid rock, you know. But then they started mellowing out and kind of, you know, and
Yeah.
then Cetera became the voice, and they really mellowed out.
Yeah.
Like one of the songs I do not, if I even to this day, I listen to every Chicago song that comes on the radio, but 2, You're the Inspiration, and If You Leave Me Now.
Yeah, I don't
will
care much.
mark it as I heard it, but I'll change the channel. I do not like the song. That is not my Chicago. My Chicago is the very end of Hard to Say I'm Sorry of Chicago 16 and the song called
Transit Authority. Yeah.
I'm a man, you know. Does
I'm a
anybody
man,
really
yeah,
know
boy.
what time it is? Question 67, 68, beginnings, you know, all that. That is my Chicago. Not
Yeah.
If You Leave Me Now or You're the Inspiration.
Once he went to Karate Kid, it's like, nah. You know,
Boom.
Karate Kid.
All
Yeah.
downhill from there, man. Gloria Love. You're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no way.
no.
I kind of like that movie, though. I mean,
I
if
like
I
the
don't.
movie, but the
Yeah,
song-
the songs and stuff. Yeah.
Have you seen
Okay,
that new
so-
Cobra Kai? The Cobra
can't-
Kai.
What's that?
Cobra Kai, thumbs up.
Who's that? Who said that?
Monica, she's frozen.
Oh, she is frozen. Yeah.
But-
Okay.
But yeah, Cobra Kai, thumbs
A
up.
little fish in the kitchen. I'm here. I'm lurking. Okay.
Yeah, I love Mark. Did they make music after 19? Yes, they did. They did 1989 with Chicago 19, which was a good album. Then they did Greatest Hits, which would be 20, and then 21, which I like, but it sucked. And then they did Stone as Sisyphus, which was a hard driving album,
Wow.
but it never got released until it was supposed to be Chicago 22, but
Oh,
it ended up being released as Chicago 32. And then they did big bands and then a whole shit ton of greatest hits. Man, Chicago's best. And
I've never heard of any of these fucking later albums you're talking about.
I haven't either. This is new to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you must really keep up with them pretty good.
I do.
I mean,
I'm a junkie. I am a certified
Them and Flock of
in the
Eagles, Billy and the
arm
Flock of Eagles.
junkie when it comes to Chicago. I just love their sound.
Dano's Pit Barbecue Patio said, did they make music after 1989?
Yeah,
I don't think they did.
yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, 21.
Oh, did they?
Stone
Okay.
This big bands are
Tupac,
great out.
Tupac put out a lot of albums too.
Yeah,
I'll tell you now this is I'll tell you a group that I really love, and they had an album that come out. I loved every single song on it, and that was Three Dog Night.
oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
They had the greatest lead singer. I'll
They
tell you
did.
what, he was awesome. And I never get tired of listening to their music. Jeremiah was a bullfrog and all that other stuff. But Three Dog Night is just awesome. I never get tired of listening to them. You know, there's a lot of bands out, but there's always that one band that you never get tired of hearing. And that was one that I really liked, Three Dog Night.
Another one for me is BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Bachman Turner Overdrive, yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
I even like Bread, believe it or not. Bread.
Well, yeah, Brett,
I
they're
love
pretty.
Brett.
They were very
Yeah, you know, man.
They were very accomplished artists. Very accomplished
I
artists.
love America.
America. Yeah, Horse with No Name and all that.
I love Horse with
Yeah.
Them.
Who was what's that Canadian band? Was it Bachman Turner? Who was the lead singer? That he was a lead singer in many
Oh,
three,
BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive.
They were
Oh,
Canadian.
gosh.
BTO was, yeah.
but there was a lead singer. I'll look it up right now. But the lead singer, he was a lead singer of like 3 different Canadian bands, and he was fantastic. Let me look it up.
Yeah, you got to look it up because I got to know the answer to that.
Baby, I'ma need you.
Baby,
No,
I
that was
need
the-
you. Baby, I
Bread.
want
Bread.
you.
That was bread.
Bachman Turner Overdrive. They sung
8:15 into the city.
baby.
This Randy Bachman.
Randy Bachman.
What was it?
Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Let me try to find it on my little.
Take
Fucking,
the
here's my music
8:15
playing
into the
device.
city. I went in with my buddy Steve, and we went to the Bellagio in Vegas 2 or 3 years ago, and they had BTO there as their. He won through his work. He won a trip to some conference, and BTO was the band for the conference. I get to meet Tia Carrera. She was kind of a nice girl. She's aged, but she's very.
She's
Oh, was she in the group?
No,
I didn't know all the group.
She was like Wayne's World.
yeah, she was old 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. She still looked good. But,
Yeah,
she wasn't as hot as she was in Wayne's World. Let's put it that way.
yeah.
Dude,
Dude, her voice was horrible in Wayne's World.
oh yeah.
Now, what is that song that Bachman? What is that song that Bachman Turner Overdrive sings? They go, baby. What is that?
You ain't seen nothing
You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah.
Yeah, they did that. Yeah, they actually sounded pretty good. They had 2 of the original members left in the band, and they actually said, it was the bass player, of course, because I'm a bass player, and those guys go absolutely nowhere.
I don't know.
You see a concert, right? And you got like 5 people on the stage. It's like, where's the bass player? He's to the right somewhere.
You got to. Well, it's like the drummer. You got to have a bass and you got to have drums.
Yeah, the rhythm section, they're in the back. Who gets laid?
I knew you played music, Mike, but I didn't know you slapped at the bass.
I slap at the bass.
Slap at the bass. Boom, 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 boom.
Word up in you. I slap at the bass. I was just thinking about that movie the other day. What a great movie. Yes, I don't slap though. I can't. But yeah, so the old joke is who gets laid in a band? Lead singer and the guitar player. Oh. Bass guitar player, drummer, keyboard, they're all in the back. Nobody wants to know.
Yeah. Yeah, but the main thing is, so you're part of it, and that's all that matters, I mean, if you could be part of that, that would be an awesome experience,
I do.
That's kind of like Rush. Rush is a band that's a lot of time underrated. I mean, if people like the Rush Chronicles, they had an awesome percussionist, and that's what really made. Yeah. And that's what really made them famous. Their special sound. I just love them.
He actually wrote all their music. He wrote all.
Did he?
Yep, he wrote all their songs and he played the drums. And I mean, I think the only thing that holds back, I love Rush.
I do too.
Everywhere, but I think the only thing that brings Rush back is the lead singer, fucking Geddy Lee.
Geddy Lee, bass player too.
He has that look and he has that sound.
That distinctive voice. Yeah,
kind of like Sting or Cetera.
Yeah.
Good voice. But without that, BOC. Yeah. But a bass player had better be a lead singer because if he's not, he's stuck in the back and you'll never know who he is.
How about Steely Dan?
Oh,
you know where Steely Dan got his name? It's after Vibrator.
No way.
Yep.
I'm not surprised.
Yep. Well, the Steely Dan. We were talking about this about a year ago at a bar.
Mickey, don't lose that number. It's the only one. There's a lot of talk behind that song. I don't know. I mean, I just remember it from high school, listening to it. I didn't think about what it had, what meaning it had.
Yep. No, it's Steely Dan is after Vibrator. So there's a gal at this pub that we used to go to all the time she didn't care if people knew that she had a vibrator. And one night she started talking about this, right? Like bullshit. And so I had to look it up, and sure enough, it was the name of somebody's vibrator named Steely Dan, and that's where they got the name from. Like, okay, that's cool, man. I like it. Yeah, why not?
That's interesting when you think about where they got their name. Was like Marshall Tucker Band got their name from a guy, Marshall Tucker, that let them practice. I think in his one of his barns or something,
Really?
and they named their band after him, Marshall Tucker, if I'm not mistaken.
That's cool.
That's what I've.
You ever? I had a roommate years ago who was a big Leonard Skinner fan, and he had an album that was said it's pronounced Leonard Skinner. You remember?
Yeah, Leonard Skinner. Yeah. And there's a lot of tragedy associated with that, with the plane crash and all. And yeah. In fact, I think that Freebird song was a tribute to one of the brothers that died.
Yeah. Well, they had that one song. It's 8 o'clock in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the next song, another song they talk about a girl named Linda Lou, and it says straight down 44, and the road that goes out right by our house is Highway 44. So I have to wonder if that has something to do with it.
Yeah. They just don't make music like that anymore. The music scene has changed so much.
Yep.
And the type of music and the sound and everything. I don't know if we'll ever get back to those days or not. They say history repeats itself. Maybe one day we will. Who knows?
Dave, I can only hope.
I'll be dead by then.
Yeah,
we will. We'll be dead by then.
Yeah.
Well, bell bottoms were really popular in the 70s, and they've made a comeback. Sometime around here. I don't know how long it's been, but they said bell bottoms were coming back.
You see them everywhere. Yeah. So speaking of music, I should post it. I've done it before. There is I play bass guitar in a duo / trio sometimes, and I do a lot of Eagles songs, and I play lead on it. If I can find it, I'll post it. But I love playing and singing at the same time. It's tough. It's tough as hell.
Yeah,
do it. But
it's like jerking off and thumbing yourself at the same time.
Exactly.
So
playing the bass. I don't know anybody who plays bass guitar up here. It's down low by your crotch.
Yeah. So the person I was looking for was David Clayton Thomas, and he was the lead singer of Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears. That was an awesome song.
Spinning Wheel.
Spinning Wheel.
Oh, yeah. That motherfucker, he had the voice.
Yes, he did.
It's cold way down below. What is that song when he sings, I ain't afraid of dying, and I don't, what is that song?
Spinning Wheel.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Spinning Wheel?
Oh, your troubles by the river.
Well, that's not the one I'm thinking about. What I'm thinking about is like, it's cold way down here. It's cold way down here. I don't know if it's the same group or not. It may not be. But something about it, he says he ain't afraid of dying, and talking about it, it's cold way down here or something like that.
Can I give you a similarity of BST in Chicago? Thank you. It's my show, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the guy who did the Blood, Sweat, and Tears song with all the popular songs was James Williams Guercio. He produced it. He was also the producer of Chicago.
Really?
Oh.
And he took the money from Blood, Sweat, and Tears, or they call it BST, and rolled it into Chicago Transit Authority so he could get them from LA to New York to do Chicago Transit Authority.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep. And Chicago is considered a rock band with horns, and Blood, Sweat, and Tears is considered a horn band with guitars.
Hmm. But that's the thing about the bands that had the orchestral type music in the background, like Chicago. That was awesome. It really you don't see a lot of that now. I mean, I really miss that.
I don't think you'll see it again. I think Electric Orchestra was the last fucking band.
ELO. I love ELO.
ELO, yeah.
Yeah.
Electric Light Orchestra.
Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. They actually have a 12-piece band. Pretty cool. I love that.
So with Chicago, the whole idea with the horns was it was supposed to be an individual voice. They got away from it after a while. Blood, Sweat, and Tears was supposed to be a voice with guitar. Chicago was supposed to be a guitar with the horns as a voice.
Hmm.
Huh.
And if you think about it,
sounds like you got that down pretty good there. I mean, yeah, understanding of that. I never
don't
thought
know what
about
it is, but I am a Chicago junkie. The only reason why I can think of is I started with trumpet. I used to love when I was in sixth grade. So what's that? 12, 11, 12. Our neighbors had a retired racehorse in their field. And I used to like to take my trumpet and go dun 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 dun, and that horse would go nuts. And I remember my stepdad going, "Mike, you can't play that song anymore." I go, "Why, Bruce?" And he goes, "Because the neighbors called and said it drives their horse crazy."
That's racist.
Exactly.
That's funny.
And
That's
then I
pretty
moved to French horn, which I hated. I wish I had never done it. But yeah,
Yeah, what makes somebody want to take up the French horn? You know, oh, I want to take up the French horn. You know,
I want to go from trumpet to French horn.
yeah.
Yeah,
You think about all the instruments there are. I want to play the French horn.
yeah.
You know, I mean, it's funny.
Exactly. Looking back, I honestly have, other than my best friend went from saxophone to French horn, and there was an opening. I said, yeah, I was fourth. I remember I was fourth chair in trumpet, and I thought, I am going to.
I'm going nowhere here.
Go nowhere. I want to go nowhere with my life.
Yeah, I want to be first chair.
Yeah. By the time I was a junior and a senior in high school, where he took all these middle schools and combined them into one, they asked me. I was last chair in.
What'd you look like back then, Mike? You didn't have the beard and the long hair, did you? Probably look like kind of like a geek, didn't you?
I was a geek with long hair.
Yeah. Well, I was too. So I can empathize with you. Yes.
But so when I was in Boy Scouts, I had a really good close friend named Jeannie Haas, and he left Boy Scouts, and I continued on, kind of fiddle for her. And when we all combined back into one high school, he and I reconnected. So being a geek with long shit ass hair like I have now, and being one of my best friends, it worked really well for me.
Yeah, you ought to get it permanent, Mike. You ought to take that long hair and make it work for you, man.
I had
get a permanent, because you look kind of scaggy, I mean, with that long hair just hanging in your face and all, That's like me. See, I'm clean. I'm slick. I'm clean. I'm bald, man. I love that look. But Mike. But the thing about you, Mike, is you're your own man, and that's attractive in itself. That right there.
I am an attractive man.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you're your own man, and that's an attractive quality.
Chris, what's up?
It's always these fucking bald guys. The bald guys that criticize people with hair is like the non-smokers that used to smoke. They criticize people.
Well, hey, Chris, let me tell you something. I used to have. Hey. I love it, man. I love it. But you notice I'm not hiding my bald. I'm not hiding my bald head because I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something about myself. I used to have a head full of thick, dark, wavy hair, and it would take me 20 minutes before I could leave the house every day. I was so vain. Oh, my hair had to be just a certain way. I couldn't stand it, and if it wasn't just right, I couldn't even leave the house. But now I don't give a crap. Because I just don't give a crap. I mean, I'm in and out of the shower in like 2 minutes. Hell, it's great. It's awesome.
I save money on shampoo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bald. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
This is natural, guys.
Well, I really didn't have a choice because I suffer from what you call alopecia areata.
Yeah.
And that's why, I can grow hair, but if I grew my hair out, I have all these round bald spots on my head.
Okay.
So I just shave my head, and nobody, I look fine, and people are used to seeing me like this.
How about you, Monica? Do you got bald spots?
Oh, I think we kind of lost Monica here.
Monica's like, I ain't going there.
She has
Um,
bald spots down south.
I mean, I can shave my head and I'll still have bald spots. You know, that's how bad mine is. But I mean, you know, I'm used to being bald now, and I can't. You know, I just shave my head every day. So
I have always
It's just-
liked longer hair, but for whatever reason.
yeah. Well, I used to have long hair too. Nothing wrong with that. When
I have a what's called a lichen. I don't know what it means, but it's on the back of my head, and my longer hair covers it up, and it's about maybe about that big. I don't know.
That's
And-
a lichen.
Yeah, I've had it for about 20 years, believe it or not.
You mean an area where there's no hair?
No. It's a scab that is also infused with scar
With
tissue.
With pus and junk like that?
No,
God, Mike, you didn't have to tell us that. I can tell you're drinking a lot now.
Yeah,
You're really divulging a lot of stuff there, you know.
longer hair covers it up. One time I got my hair cut
Well,
with.
see, we would have never known that if you hadn't have told us, Mike.
Thank you. I had my hair cut with a number 6, and the lady trimmed it all the way up, and she shaved it off. And I'm like, ooh.
Oh, and she said, "Oh my God,
This was
what have you
years
got
ago.
here? What is that
Yeah.
growing on your head?" Ah!
She goes, I think I cut you. And I went, yeah, well, you probably did.
No, it's already been there.
And it came right back. So
it's where the
Yeah.
it's where the
My
old-
wife has these sebaceous cysts on her head. They're bumps, and of course you can't see them because she has a head full of hair, but you can feel them. She's went to the dermatologist many times and had them taken out. You know, they're like
They-
little pockets under the skin that fill up with fluid and all that.
our my
yeah.
boss is that way too. What's that?
Yeah,
Chris?
I've never had that problem.
What's that?
What's that? You were saying something?
Oh no, that's where the aliens fucking injected you.
You're gonna be a dumbass.
Damn, I'm about out again.
Well, what's your problem, Dave? Yeah,
I don't have a problem. I got a half a gallon of Tito's in there, and I'm just about finishing it off. That ain't no problem.
Yeah, they injected you right
am
there.
I in
a-
You're a
Hey, guys, I'm gonna
dumbass,
log
Mike. Okay.
You know what? It's really something how everybody has their individual looks, and I really I embrace that. I think it's neat. You
It is.
know,
It is
There's
a
a guy-
lot of fun.
yeah.
Hey, you see?
I mean, I don't judge people by their looks because I know a lot of people could judge me by my looks, and I'm not. You know, I don't know what people think of me. People used to think I was a skinhead. What does that say? Carhartt. Hey,
Chris is
that's what I'm wearing, a Carhartt shirt.
Yep.
There you go,
You're-
buddy. Carhartt.
You're
Yeah.
both dicks.
I like my Carhartt.
I actually have a couple of Carhartt shirts, but maybe I'll wear them next week. I don't know. I might.
Oh,
Well, I got my DaBomb Smokes shirt underneath this, but you can't see it. So
Oh,
I have a joke for you.
okay.
Why do lesbians go to Bass Pro Shop?
I wouldn't know that.
But I want to know.
Because they don't like dicks.
That's pretty good.
That is good. That is awesome, dude. Oh god.
Are we doing jokes now?
We are.
Hey, how about a blonde joke?
Please do.
You may have heard this one.
I haven't heard jokes in years.
What do they call a dead blonde in a closet?
What?
The 1962 hide and seek champion.
Ooh. Hello, Marilyn.
That's an old one.
Wow.
Normally, I don't do jokes like that because I don't like to categorize people.
Oh, I don't know, Joe.
Probably shouldn't have done that, but
I haven't heard jokes in years.
I know I haven't either.
My buddies used to, tell jokes. So you'd hear a joke, and it's like, because that joke I just said about dicks, sporting goods, I had that in the 80s. Well,
That was pretty good.
yeah. I don't. No one makes jokes anymore. There's no fucking.
I know.
There's no
Yeah,
original
'cause
thought anymore.
They're afraid of offending somebody, Chris.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll
True
tell you,
story,
that's
dude.
another
True
thing
story.
today that really gripes my ass is people being offended by everything. They're changing the names and shit on everything. I mean, I don't know what you guys think about it, but I think it's a crock of shit. I mean, I'm just so tired of hearing that. Everybody's damn getting their toes stepped on. I mean, damn.
Dave, I'm offended.
I'm not a rate. What? I'm not a racist, and I understand.
Exactly.
I understand how people feel, but dadgum, man, it's getting to the point where it's just getting ridiculous. I think, and that's my opinion.
No, Dave.
For what it's
I'm-
worth.
There's some guy at a Lowe's that works near me, and I go into Lowe's, and he's a redheaded dude, so he's a ginger, and he's a fucking weird one. And he's a bit feminine, but he wears my pronouns badge on his shirt. Like it's like him and they. I'm like, what is fucking him and they? Oh, those are my pronouns. And these people have pronouns that they won't use anymore, like him or her. It's like
That's weird.
It's fucking mind-boggling.
Yeah.
They have pronouns that they will not use anymore. It's like calling a congresswoman a congressman or a congressman a congresswoman.
You can't do that anymore.
They have
terrible.
strange fucking things.
And they're tearing down these statues and things, and they're renaming things because they're, I mean, okay, I can understand, certain things, but it's kind of like getting out of hand to me. I think, I mean, where's it going to end? Where's it going to end?
Nowhere good.
Nowhere good is right.
Yeah,
I agree.
Sorry for bringing up that rant with the pronouns.
Oh no, I mean, I've got you there.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, and that's a real thing though that we're dealing with. It's kind of like we're seeing a lot of people are really kind of like the thing about what happened at the Capitol here with all these people rushing the Capitol. These are things that we have never experienced in our lifetime.
No.
And they're really outrageous. I mean, people are really whether I'm not taking sides or anything or putting the blame on anybody, but I'm just saying these are the things that we're seeing that is really making history. I mean, we're seeing people who are just they're to the point where they don't want to take it anymore, and they're real serious about it.
Yeah,
it's kind of scary in a way,
It's almost like Mike staring at this. Can you see? Are you looking?
I can see.
No, I don't.
It is etched in my mind forever, Chris.
Yeah. Well, we think about the civil rights thing going on in the 60s and the turbulence in the 60s. A lot of people were, everything was in turmoil then. You would think the end of the world was coming in the 60s, We're kind of seeing a repeat of that in a way in our time. We're kind of seeing a repeat of that,
But I have to wonder two things. One is is it a repeat of what we saw then, and based upon today and now, is it more or less? Does that make sense?
I think
Because we tend to look at things from today. We look at the past from today, right? So I can sit there and judge the Civil War all I want, but I'm judging it from today,
Yeah.
not 1860, not 18.
Well, we're looking at a different generation too. We're looking at a different set of values of what generation that we have now, as opposed to like back in the 60s or back during the Civil War or whatever. I mean, the different generations have their different values too. So
You're absolutely right. Yep. There are different values.
their perspective on things based on what their experience, kind of like, we got the baby boomer generation. You're gonna be able to relate to a lot. Me and you are gonna relate to a lot of the baby boomers, but then you got Generation X, and
But I'm a Generation X, but I am so
Oh,
close
are you?
to being a baby boomer.
I thought
Yes.
you were a baby boomer.
No, I was born in 67, so I'm a
Oh,
year
okay.
and a half away. But with that said, there's not a hell of a lot of difference. My mom was born in December 27th, 45, so she's a part of the lost generation. She's not and same with my old man, she is not a baby boomer. Or you're a baby boomer. Chris and I
Yeah.
are part of Generation X. So,
Oh, really?
but,
Well, I
but,
wasn't
but
thinking
we
about it.
can,
Yeah, I was born in 1956.
so you're a
I'm
baby
part of
boomer.
Yeah, I'm a baby
Yeah.
boomer.
So, but I mean, you think about baby boomers were 40 January 1st, 46 to December 31st, 1965. So Chris and I
65.
just missed that.
Yeah, I
So
guess you did.
yeah, we may be Generation X, but we can relate a lot to what
Some
baby
of that
boomers.
spills over. It spills
Exactly.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I remember watching TV at my grandparents' place and seeing helicopters on the nightly news from Vietnam. You know,
Yeah.
I remember shit like that, and I remember the fuel shortage. I remember.
Oh, I remember
there,
that, vividly.
there was a commercial on where this little kid who was about my age at the time, maybe a little older, who was talking about the fuel shortage, and I could not say the word fuel, and that's where I learned to say the word fuel. Was watching this kid on this commercial talking about conserving fuel.
Yeah,
I
that was
remember
around
all
like
that
what,
shit.
1972,
Yeah, exactly. 73.
somewhere
Right
around there.
there.
Yeah.
I would always say fool, fuel, fool, you fool. I could not say fuel.
Mm.
That's where I learned to say fuel was watching.
Yeah, and inflation was rampant. We had Nixon in the White House. We had the Watergate going on there.
Yeah,
But at the same time, we had the Vietnam War winding down to an end in 1974. It was ended.
look at today.
And
But look
yeah.
at today, Dave. You've got two wars winding down, Iraq and Afghanistan. You've got, whether you like them or not, you got Trump. His administration is winding down.
Mhm.
It's a tumultuous time. It
Yeah,
really is.
a transition. I'll tell you what, he has really influenced a lot of people.
He
I
has,
mean, it's
but negative or
amazing.
positively.
Negative or positive, he
Yes,
has
he
got a
has.
following. And those people are diehards, man. I
Yeah.
mean, he has succeeded in gaining people who are willing to cause a revolution of sorts. It's amazing. I mean, to see how one man can influence so many people.
But you look at the Congress, right? Like today, I saw a video or a picture of National Guardsmen in congressional hallways.
They're
And it's
sleeping.
I know.
gotta be shitting me.
That would have been unheard of years ago. I mean, well, not years ago, but I mean, up until today, when you saw them storming the Capitol. Go ahead, Chris.
I just want to say, yeah, so I'm going to go back in order. And yeah, the National Guardsmen, they were sleeping. They were laid out. There were hundreds of them sleeping.
Yeah, I saw the same picture. Yeah.
And, regardless of whether you like Trump or not, and I forgot exactly what I was going to say, but it's like, there are riots and I'm going to go, I'll say what I got to say. There are riots and there are protests. There are people that just want, like me, I don't want national health care. I don't need national health care. It doesn't work in other countries. You have to wait months because my grandmother and half my family is over in England.
There are a lot of things they don't tell you about it. I know.
Right. Stay with my sisters in BC, Canada.
Yeah, you can't just go to the doctor and say, "Oh, I need this now." You've got to make an appointment and do this.
Months.
Yeah, either that or be admitted to a hospital by an ambulance, and then it's going to be something totally different. I don't want anything that I haven't worked for. I want my gains to be what I worked for.
Right. Don't we all, really? I mean,
right.
Well, some people don't. Some people don't.
Some people would rather just live off the system.
Yeah, and they live in their mother's fucking basement.
Yeah, that's not me.
I just don't understand where the new generations are. They call them soy boys, but yeah, it's like they have no spine. I was never a bully or a tough guy in high school or anything like this, but I always stood up for the underdog.
Yep,
I was like that too. I sure was.
But some of these kids nowadays, they're like, it's totally. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent.
Oh, that's okay, man. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, what you're saying expresses a lot of things that I'm thinking about too.
Yeah.
It's what is this? The generation of where they expect things. What is that?
Yeah.
What do they say? The generation of where they expect stuff. I mean, when we were growing up, we didn't expect it. I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, I was always taught you earn your way. You earn your way,
Your
and,
way.
and you make your own way. You know, um, it's like they expect certain things. You know, and of course, I'm not I shouldn't stereotype whole generation, because I'm sure there are individuals that are not like that. There are some of the young generation now that have a better set of values, or just as good a set of values as we had when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But it's becoming more and more prevalent. You're seeing that less and less as time goes on.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to be right back.
Okay.
I actually have to go. If I don't go to bed before midnight, I'm drunk the next day, and I get one.
Okay, Chris. Yeah, I understand that, buddy. Hey, man, it was great meeting you, man. I'm going to check your channel out.
You as well. Thanks, Dave. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Take care, buddy.
Stay safe. Have a great night.
Yes, entitlement. Grumpus on fire. Entitlement. That's the word I was thinking about. Thank you. Yes, a lot of people think about entitlement. And I don't know, maybe people thought the same way about my generation when I was growing up. You know, I mean, somewhere along the line, things never change, really. We're all basically always the same. The millennials. Yes, G-Runk and the millennials. You know, I remember 1974 when Nixon, we was talking about the Vietnam War was ended. I was so great. I was so relieved, because I was just getting out of high school then, and I was thinking I had to, I had to register for the draft, and I just had this big fear of going to Vietnam. You know, it's such a terrible thing. You know. When I was a boy, thought I'd never say that. Yeah, well, I'm not sure how old you are, Grumpus. I'm 60. I'm going to be 65 in March. But you know, I like to think I'm a little bit wiser. Sometimes I don't think I am. I'm still a big kid at heart. But wow, I'm all by myself here. Everybody's gone. This is my show now. Hey, everybody, this is the DaBomb Ronkin' Dude Kitchen Show. Oh, hey, I'm tickled to death that you guys are still with me. I can't believe it. It's 12 o'clock, and here we still are. And you guys are still with me. Grumpus on Fire, you 67. That's awesome, man. You know, that's awesome. I never thought I'd make it to 65. I don't know. It's just a number, though, isn't it? That's what they always say. You know, you'd think with as much vodka as I've drank that I'd be drunk, but I'm not really drunk. I'm just really relaxed. 67. Wow. Grumpus, you're the only one on here, it looks like. Let's see. Oh, G Ronkin', you're hanging in there with us. Hey, G Ronkin'. I love you. Well, you know, Mike had to go answer the front door, and Chris from oh gosh, Chris had to leave. He probably has to go to work the next day. But moi is retired, so I don't have to go to work. No, I don't have to go to work the next day. But I just want to let you guys know who are still on here. I really appreciate you showing up. You know, Mike Wolford from Dude's Kitchen, who hosts this show, he's just a great guy. He's just a guy that just likes life, and he just wants to be a regular. He's just a hippie guy, you know, and you got to respect a hippie guy. He's just a nice guy, and I love him. You realize that even though your vodka glass is empty, you can't leave because you're the only one on. Yeah, I know that, and you know, hey, I'm faithful right to the end, but that's okay. I'll keep it going. I mean, I'll be a backup. Oh Lordy, I can't believe I'm still up and it's 12 o'clock. Normally I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. You know. And I think it's just great that you guys are just hanging in here with us. I'm at that age. I can be an embarrassment to others. Enjoy it. Yes, sir, Grumpus. That's a good way. That's a crisp way of expressing it. Like if you want to rip off a big old fart, who the hell cares? Hell, I'm 67 years old. I don't give a shit. If I rip off a big old fart, I'll rip off a big old fart. What the hell? You don't like it? Go somewhere else. Oh, Lordy. Well, I guess I am inebriated a little bit, but I'm not too inebriated. That's kind of funny that Mike would just leave and think that I would just take his show over. I mean, I can't believe it. Mike goes and answers the front door, which means he's got to go to the bathroom. And he leaves me with it. I'm his guest, but yet he leaves me with the whole show. Hey, I love you, Mike. And when you get to watching this video after it's all over with, you're going to see all the stuff that I'm saying that you weren't around to hear. Hell, he might have went to bed. And here I am still sitting here, Oh, here he is. Here he is, folks. He's going to put his headset on.
Dave, is it just you and I now? Chris bailed on us. Yeah, Chris bailed. Well, Dave, you were an awesome guest tonight. Thank you so much. You are welcome anytime. I also like to do are you there, Dave? Can you hear me? Dave? Dave? Are you there, Dave?
Yeah, I bet you thought I wasn't here, huh? Right? I got you fooled. Fooled, buddy. God. I've been hosting your show while you were gone taking a shit. And I'll tell you, I got a lot of things like I wear white socks with shoes and not care to be judged. My sister said that, do you realize that even though your vodka glass is empty, you can't leave because you're the only one on? Hey, I'm glad to do it for you, buddy. I'm glad to do it for you, buddy. I love being the center. I've had a great time, Mike.
Good job, Dave. Thank you.
This is fun. This was a lot of fun, man. You're so cool. And Mike, you're just a nice down to earth guy. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Dave. Well, Dave, we also do, not always, but a Saturday show as well. Patrick and I. It's
Pat,
just Patrick from
Patty. He's
Patty
hilarious.
Cooking,
yeah, I love him.
Yep. And I love having Monica on. She's
it was nice to meet Monica. Yeah,
Monica's awesome.
If you get a chance to talk to her before, or sometime after this, tell her how much I appreciate her. It was nice to meet her.
Yep, Monica's awesome. I've known Monica for years, probably 15 years, and I was doing a live show one night, and I kind of. Before we put this whole thing together, I was doing a live show, and I knew what I wanted to get to a talk show. Two things I've always wanted to do was a cooking show and a talk show. And I was doing a live show one night back in October, or middle of October, when I just hit 1,000 subscribers. And Monica happened to show up on it, and I let her in on it, and it was an open forum, and I knew immediately that that's who I wanted as my
co-host. She's cool.
Yep, this is my main show. Every once in a while I'll do a Saturday night show, and of course Monica's always welcome, and she has showed up with Patrick from Patty Joe. Patrick and I are actually cousins, come to find out.
Yeah, I was aware of that.
Yeah. And we do a lot of collabs together.
That's cool.
Yeah. And he's in Australia, of all places. But
isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is. That's one of the things I love about YouTube.
I know.
Like meeting, like you said earlier, I've met you. You've met Charlie, Chris, Monica, Darnell, of all people on here.
We're all intertwined, man. It's
exactly.
Like, we're all, that's cool. And, that's kind of funny. We've been on here, 3 hours, man?
3 hours now.
I mean, this has just blown by. I've had such a great time, Mike. You are such a cool dude, and I appreciate you having me, and I enjoyed meeting Monica. I don't know if I'll get a chance to tell her that again, but you do.
You will. You'll be back.
Well, thanks, man. Hey, listen, I guess you're probably wanting to wrap this up, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting there, but.
Do you have to go to work tomorrow?
I do, but
Well, see,
here's
I
the
I
thing.
don't because I'm
No, you're
retired.
lucky. I
Hey,
am
my IT
about
days
10 hours
are
lucky.
over.
Yeah, I just turned 53 in July 16th. So I'll be 54 this year. But my goal is to retire at 52 or 62, sorry.
Yeah. Well, see,
And
I had to retire at 62 because of my wife. I had to, but
and I
you
get
know,
it.
you know something? I am glad that I did. It was not a mistake. And Mike, if you get a chance to retire at 62, whether you have to or not, you should. Believe me, you won't regret it.
Sorry about that. I am honestly considering that. So I'm looking at 9 years. My
Hmm.
wife has a lot of medical issues as well. We've been married 29 years.
Uh,
I love her twice as much, if not 29 times as much as the day I married her.
oh, that's awesome, Mike.
Yeah, and I was 20, roughly 24, 25 when we got married. We have
Oh,
two
that's
kids
awesome.
and three grandkids with one on the way. And
Mm.
I wouldn't give it up for the world. I would not give it up for the world. I
Well,
want
that's
to
awesome, Mike.
underline that and italicize that, bold it, underline everything. Um, I love my wife, but she has a lot of medical issues,
Yeah.
but yet she still holds on
Well,
and she holds a full time job. She's a photographer on the side. And I just look at her and go, that is the strongest person I know.
yeah,
You
that's
know?
good, Mike. That's
Yeah.
good. It's good that you have that kind of relationship. It's something you don't see every day.
I love my wife dearly. I really do.
And that's
Um,
good. I can relate to that because that's the way I feel about mine.
exactly.
Yeah.
Brenda, I love hearing your stories about Brenda, you know.
Maybe I can have her on here one time.
Oh,
She'll be
that
a
might
little,
be
she
awesome,
might be a
Dave.
little spaced out, but you'll see what I'm talking about. She is.
Even if she's on for a moment, you know what? That is awesome, Dave. Dave, you have been by far, and I hate to say anybody else has been a guest on. You all have been good, but Dave, you've been great. You've
Oh,
been
thank you, Mike. I
so much fun.
appreciate that.
I've had so much
I've had
fun.
a great time, and this time has just flown by. I mean, it's great. It's just been a lot of fun, and I know the people that have been commenting and logging on. I know it's been a long time for them, but a lot of them have hung in there too. It's awesome. And
We
I
have a
hope this.
great following.
Yeah, and I only hope for much success for you, Mike. I would really love to see you be able to do YouTube as a business for yourself, And I mean, because I know what it's like to be in IT and work for the man. I'm retired right now, so I mean that's a so. But if I was still working, I know the stress level that's there, and YouTube, if it's something you really love to do, uh, believe me, man, you'll be able to do it. I'm sure you will because you got a good thing going. Your
Thank
channel
you.
is really
Thank you,
great.
Dave. No, I love what I do. And, I don't ever really, like you, and I honestly believe this about you. I don't ever really see myself retiring.
Yeah.
There's always
Well,
something going
I
on. You
said
got
the
to keep
same
it going
thing.
mentally. You got to keep it going.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I just had to retire to take care of my wife,
Yeah.
but YouTube is, I guess, just an extension of me. Because I have to be doing something.
And
So
that's a great way to look at it because your videos, your shorts, whether you're on a talk show or not, it is an extension of who you are, Dave. It really is.
yeah, that's the way it is with everybody. You too, Mike.
Yep.
You know.
Uh, I have,
And I love your hippie ways, man. You are a hippie, and I love it, man. I just love it.
it's funny you say that because I was talking to my mom about 3 months ago, and she goes, "You know what? You were born in the wrong generation." And I went, and I'm texting her, right? And I'm like, "Why, mom?" She goes, "You would have made a great hippie."
You should have been born in the '60s with
Ex-
Woodstock. Yeah,
yeah,
man, you'd love
exactly.
that. Yes, sir.
And that is so true.
Yeah.
I I don't have a problem with confrontation, but if I can avoid it, I will. because
I'm
that's a last resort.
I'm that way too, Mike. I am. I'm like
There's
that.
always a way around it.
Yeah. Well, look, Mike. Okay. Oh, look. My sister said, "Jean Wolford, well done." She's complimenting your wife. I think
Oh, your
my
sister's
girl,
awesome.
my sister. Yes.
Your sister's awesome. I look
She is
forward
She is awesome.
to.
She's the one that lives in Charlotte.
Okay.
That we could,
Right.
get together sometime and do a collab. And we really need to do that sometime. Well, we've been on here a long time, so I guess you want to kind of wrap it up, maybe.
Whenever.
Reckon?
Dave, tonight I'm sleeping on the couch, and the only reason why is I drink. I used to drink 3 nights. Oh, I used to drink every night a week, and then I cut it to 3, and then I cut it to 1. And tonight is my night to drink.
Well, hey, same here, buddy.
I know
I'm the
that
same way.
I know that I will sleep on the couch tonight, because if not, I will end up on my back snoring away, and my wife will kick the hell out of me.
Well, that's nice of you. That's considerate of you, buddy.
Actually, between you and me, I love sleeping on the couch. If my wife ever threatened me, I'd be like, sign me up. I'm there.
Listen,
Dave,
Mike, it's been great.
Dave, you've been an awesome guest. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You are always welcome back on the show.
All right, man. Thank you. And thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, you have my number. So if you ever need anything, you just call me, brother. Or
Same here, brother. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, man.
Everybody, we'll see you next week. Good night, Dave.
Okay. I'm going to leave. Y'all take care. Love y'all. Bye.
Thank you, Dave. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging in with us through our technical difficulties and everything. Thank you so much. We love you, and we will see you next weekend. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.